Hey guys, welcome in. All right,
Hello.
you're cracking me up this morning. James Porterfield is cracking me up with the cow on the moon. That's like the first thing that popped up when I opened this on my phone. Was that image? That's pretty awesome. But welcome in,
That was
guys. Yeah, that's right, with the nose. How's everybody doing? It's my camera now.
good.
I'm ready to look. I like it, James. Cool. Good to see you guys. Good to see Luke, see Cindy, see Erica. I'm just seeing who I can see on the who's got video on. Welcome in, guys. All right, so I'll actually turn on my video too. So today we're going to take the first part of the call from the car. We're going to get you guys started. We got a lot of fun today. All right. Or a lot of good stuff. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we did last week because I'm hoping some of you guys did your homework and are planning out your 2026, setting goals. All right. We're going to go into that. But before we kind of go into that, I want to just give you guys an overview of what to expect today. And I'm going to repeat it again because I see a lot of people popping on still. But the plan today is I'm going to kind of go over, I'd like to spotlight some of you guys. So if somebody has done the homework, and a lot of you guys are probably new and you're like, what is the homework? I'll clarify. So the homework was to go and start to brainstorm, like, what are the important goals you guys have for next year? Family, personal, faith, fitness, all of them, right? Start to build it out. And week one, the goal was just to everyone to just download as much as you can onto this Google Sheet I was sharing with you. And by the end of the year, we're going to put all this into a calendar and we're going to put all this into the most ultimate badass year you guys have had yet. All right. But the only way to make sure we do it is to plan it. So that was the first week's homework, was to just download it. So if somebody has done the downloading, I want to see it in the chat because I want to spotlight you guys and I want to kind of talk through it. So that is we're going to go through that in the first kind of part of this call. And then in the second half, I got a special guest for you guys today. His name is Dallin. So Dallin is actually my fractional CMO. All right. So some of you guys heard of fractional CFOs maybe, but he is my fractional chief marketing officer. So he's going to come on today and I'm going to help some of you guys continue to like brainstorm, come up with more ideas, give you guys I'm hoping it's going to inspire some of you guys to help set these 2026 goals, because he's going to be able to give you guys some marketing tips, some ideas of like what do next steps look like. Because I'm going to guess, knowing the audience, knowing every week I'm here with a lot of you guys, that a lot of you guys have a lot of goals and or want to. A lot of you guys have a lot of things you're trying to accomplish right now, but you're maybe not sure how to do it and how to. For example, if I want to go find my first deal off market, what do I do? How do I find that deal? How do I pull the list? How do I cold call? How do I do direct mail? All right. How do I do these different things? Or if I want to go find a deal from an agent, how do I get a hold of agents? How do I start calling? Right. So the second part is going to be Dallin kind of talking through some strategies. And I want you guys in that second half, I want you guys to bring some ideas you have, or maybe some goals, or whatever's floating around in your head of what you want to accomplish next year. And we're going to start to really maybe more define how you can actually do those. Okay. So that's going to be a flow of today. As always, if you guys have any problems that you're stuck on, I'm here to solve those. If we have a little bit of extra time at the end, we can do some live calls. But guys, today, my biggest single focus is that you guys are moving forward, planning out your 2026. So I'm gonna hop to the chat. I'm gonna ask some questions here. Who actually has started? Who has started planning out your 2026? So let's just start there. And if you have, I would love to hear in the chat what you are currently doing, like what that looks like if you started planning. So let's start there. Perfect. So Jessica says a bit, working on it. James is working on it a little. Okay. And I'd love to hear, and you guys can come off mute for this. You're welcome to. I'd love to spotlight somebody what are they currently doing this moment? Because I think that's going to inspire some of the other guys. I understand not everyone's probably downloaded it all. Guys, I'll tell you this. I haven't even downloaded all mine. I just actually had a call with my speaking coach this morning, and he's kind of like a more mindset leadership coach. And I was like talking about all this pressure I feel to like I got to have all the goals written out, and I got to have it January 1, and my team's got to have goals. And I kind of have this sense of pressure because I want to make sure I have it, but I still don't have it yet. I'm still brainstorming. I'm still working on my vision for 2026. So, so yeah, you guys got a couple newbies. I'm still with you guys. I'm still planning out mine, but I want to spend today making sure we've gotten everything brainstormed. All right. So Adam's trying to find some direction. And guys, here's where. Well, first off, it sounds like we need. Okay, I'm going to pause, and we're going to start here. Who has filled out the? I shared a Google sheet last week. Who has filled out? Maybe actually we'll start even further back. Who was on last week? Let's see in the chat. If you were on the call last week and you're tracking with what I'm putting down, who was that? Okay, Stephen was, Cindy was, good. Mark was, James was not. That's okay. Let's see. Robert was, Joe is not. That's okay, Joseph. James got most of it. Good to see you, James Leach. Okay. So thank you guys. All right. That's okay. So we're fitting about 500 right now, which is okay. That helps me know what we're working with. So let's start off with the Google Sheet. Is Ashley, are you on yet? Ashley, I gave Ashley, she was helping me out with a big closing we have. If not, I need to share. Oh, actually, somebody else can help me. Does someone else who was on last week have that Google Sheet link? Because I want to share that with you guys today. Last week, I'll see if anybody's got it. Does anybody have the Google Sheet? So the Google Sheet is called the 2026 Gold. What do we call it? It wasn't the Gold Rush. The searching for your 2026 gold. Because our kind of analogy we used last week was to find the gold, you got to fight the dragon. Okay. Let's see if anybody's got it. There we go. Did somebody get it? Oh, there it is. Ashley, right on the spot. Okay, there you guys go. So this is the Google Sheet that I want you guys to all. Why don't you guys? We're going to make this interactive today. Why don't we have everyone who's on this call open up that Google Sheet now? You should all have everyone should have full access. I think you need to make a copy. All right. So open it up, make a copy for yourself. So let's start there because last week I gave everyone homework, but it sounds like no one did their homework. While you guys are opening it, did anyone do their homework and start to put in some of their goals or some of the things they wanted to accomplish in 2026? Cindy did. Good. Cindy, are you going to be willing to be my volunteer for me today to share a little bit of yours? All right. Mark did some of his.
My business goals are not very defined yet. It's rather cloudy.
That's okay. That's all right. But this is perfect because you're going to be an example. So here's what I want to do, guys, for the next 10 minutes or so is I would love to go through Cindy and even Mark's. See, and this is going to be such a good example for them. So Cindy and Mark, you are not perfect, but you should be very proud of yourselves that you took the action and did it. All right. But I think you're going to help inspire everyone else because I could pull up mine, which I pulled up mine last week, but I may have just overwhelmed everyone because not enough people took action. So we're going to use you guys as prime examples, and then I'm going to kind of talk through it. And guys, as we're talking through them, I encourage you guys to be, if you're like me, you're like, all right, I want to get going on this, and I only have so much time, so I'm gonna listen, and it's gonna inspire me, and I'm gonna write down some ideas because you guys will get listening, at least for me, and tell me if you guys are like me. When I hear other people share their goals, it inspires me, and I start thinking about, oh yeah, well maybe I have the same goal, or maybe it's a little bit different, but as you guys have those ideas, I want you to add them to the Google Sheet. Okay. So who wants to? Cindy, will you go first for me? And then we'll go Mark. Oh, she's grabbing her iPad. That's okay. Mark, do you have yours ready, Mark?
Hey, good morning, Casey. Yes, I did. Actually, I did. I didn't know there was your Google Sheet, so I created my own, but I'm just going to start using yours. I posted on the Revive group. So
Oh, nice.
I was
Good,
looking
man.
for my big goal is
And you,
2026.
real quick, Mark, Mark, I'm going to try to give you access. I mean, would you be willing, or are you on your computer right now or your
Yes.
phone? Would you be willing to
My,
share your screen and share it? Are you comfortable? I'm putting you on the spot. You don't have to, but it would be, I think, really
okay.
helpful for the. What do you think?
Sure. I can send my screen. Let me get
Awesome.
it ready.
Cool. And the reason why I want you to share your screen is I want other people to see, A, I want them to start to see what it looks like and how you've written it down. And that way people can also see like how to use this Google Sheet, because I could go through and tell you guys from the car, but a reminder, if you have not already, Ashley's going to reshare the link. Open up this link, make a copy, and you're going to go open up the first tab. All right. I believe the tab, I'm not looking at it, but the very first tab is where you start to write down your ideas. So, guys, these are business ideas. These could be money making ideas. These could be family trips. These could be anything. There we go. Yep. It's called brainstorm, is the tab. All right. This could be, because here's where we're going, guys. So, some of you who were not here last week, and then I'm going to come to your question here in just a second, Luke. But where we're going with this is we're going to brainstorm all these, and then we use what's called the ICE framework, ICE, and that's how we prioritize them. Okay. And then the kind of the final third step is we're going to start plugging all this into your 2026 calendar. And you're going to have by December 31st, all of us together, we are going to have our fully built out year. Okay. And you'll still add to it, but you're going to at least have a framework. And we're going to start with the most important things. And those are going to go into that calendar. And you're going to make sure you do those first. Okay. And there's going to be tons of stuff you're going to fill in throughout the year, but I want to get you a framework to where you can start. And where this happened and where this came from and what inspired me to do this my last 3 weeks of the year with you guys on this Zoom is I'm leaving on Monday. I'm flying. Some of you guys know this, we were on last week, but I'm flying to Africa with my family. I have 4 boys. We're not bringing the 3-year-old, but we're bringing my 3 older boys and my wife. We're flying into South Africa next week. And so next Friday, I'm going to be doing Problems to Profits right here with you guys from Cape Town. All right. I already looked at the time zones and and I think our hotel. I'm confident our hotel will have Wi-Fi, and I'm going to tune in, and we're going to keep this moving, right? And the following week, we're going on a safari in Tanzania for like 6 days, and then we'll be in Zanzibar, which is kind of on the beach at the end. So on January 2nd, I'll be there, and I've also checked the time zones. I'm going to be there with you guys on Problems to Profits. Okay. Now this isn't me like bragging about a really cool trip with you guys. The reason I'm sharing it is I am making this trip because I did this exact process that I'm walking you through last December. All right. I actually did it 2 years ago, but I was no good. Like I had read Dan Martell's book, How to Buy Back Your Time, and I read it on December 31st as I was driving home. And I was so excited, but at the same time, I was so disappointed because I'm like, oh man, the new year starts tomorrow, and I should have been doing this a month ago. But I listened, I learned, and I applied it, and I failed through it. Just like a lot of you guys are like, this is overwhelming. I've never done this. This is a muscle I haven't used. Okay. But I did it again last year and I was better. And this year I started in November, like started my business planning and started getting things on paper. Okay. But the reason I brought up that trip for you guys is I'm so excited that I can go like do this bucket list trip with my family. But with everything going on and all the work and kids and everything happening, that would not have happened if I wasn't intentional 12 months ago about planning out my year. So I want to give that to you guys, and I want you guys to be intentional. All right. Hopefully, this is inspiring some of you guys to see that of all the things you could do in the next 3 weeks before the new year, I think this is the single most important exercise you could go through if you want to be successful. You guys bought in? You guys agree? Is there anything more important that you guys could be doing between now and the end of the year? I mean, we got to be doing our money making activities. That doesn't stop, but this is going to make your money making activities so much more impactful. All right. Well, I just gave back to Mark about 10 minutes to pull this up. Mark, do you want to share your screen?
Okay, see,
Mark,
I'm having I have an issue with my computer. It froze a little bit and closed out all my folders, so I might have to reboot. But
That's okay.
I didn't. I
And Sydney was going to grab her iPad, but go ahead, Mark.
yes, I created the Dan Motel Ice worksheet, but I
Yep.
haven't transferred to your worksheet yet. I had my goals on there. One is
Oh,
to close on the fourplex.
okay. Here, really quick. I want to keep people moving, so I'm going to dive into yours in 10 seconds. All right.
Okay.
The rest of you guys, though, I would love to have one more volunteer who would want to share their screen who's done this. So I know Cindy's getting her iPad. If there's someone else who started to put it on the Google Sheet, if you could share your screen, please let me know in the chat. Okay. I'm giving a chance. All right, be Cindy your iPad so we can do this. Let's go into yours go ahead, Mark. So share some of your goals. You said the fourplex was one. Oh, now the mute monster got Mark, I think.
Oh, okay. Yes. Close on fourplex
Okay.
and build my team and network to get this fourplex. Those are the two goals I have to
Build your team and network. That was the second one. Okay.
right.
Got it. So those are the
Build
two
my
you got so far. Cool.
right.
So let's go a little bit deeper on those. So the fourplex is a pretty specific one I like. And I assume you've got like a sort of a price range and a buy box for that fourplex.
It's well, I'm gonna use creative. So would the price range be around
Okay.
six six 600,000 in Marion or Seminole County or Ocala, Florida area.
Okay. Got it. Okay, good. That's a good one. And just guys, and I won't go too much in the weeds here, but we could start to make them specific and we can rank it. But for now, let's just download them. All right. So you got your other one was networking and meeting other people. What are some other ones have you thought about? Mark, have you thought about like what else? And this is an exercise, guys. Think about 2026. And this is the way I like to pull it out and really think of it is let's go in your mind right now. If you got to close your eyes if you need to. But let's put ourselves a year from now. It's December 2026, and you're looking back at 2026. It's 12 months in, and you're looking back, and you're like, oh my gosh, this year was unbelievable. I'm so excited. I'm so proud. I'm so grateful. Like you're in that mind space. You're in that moment. Why? So now ask yourself, what made that year so awesome for you? Was it you went on 2 family trips? Was it you bought your first fourplex? Was it you met a partner or you met 10 different people that have helped you in your business? Like think about all these different things that you did in that year. And I want you guys to start thinking about those. And as you're thinking about them, hopefully everyone has opened that Google sheet and started it. As you think of something, I want you to type it in there. All right. So let me ask this though, to make sure no one's stuck. Is anyone stuck and not able to open the Google sheet or need the link again? I'll have Ashley share the link in case you just hopped on or you're stuck. But open the Google sheet and make a copy. Actually, give me some feedback. Were people able to do that? Yes, it should be
I'm the biggest.
perfect.
I'm,
Erica's
I'm
able
the
to get it.
biggest tech idiot on here, and I was able to do it.
You did it. Okay, so it can be done. All right.
Is it?
So, and you guys all made a copy. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Is it supposed to be? It's supposed to be the 2025 template, correct?
It is. I'm opening it on my phone,
Because
and
when I look at the year, it says all the months for the 2025.
yes,
Okay.
perfect. Okay, see, so I have my 2025 on there. That's just a template for you guys to help maybe inspire you and give you a template. But yeah, so we are in the brainstorm tab. So when you guys open that, open the brainstorm tab, okay? So I got mine open, but you guys need to go make a copy, okay? So and I'm hoping I didn't give edit access on that one. You guys should have to make a copy, right, to start editing it. So again, I'll recap really quick. You open up the Google Sheet, you make a copy, and then you are now starting to put in any ideas you have into the brainstorm tab, okay? And I'm assuming you guys might have some of my ideas in there that I had, okay? I don't know if I could see the same thing you're looking at. All right, so that's where we're at. Sounds like you guys are moving along and got it. It's view only. Okay, good. Asher confirmed it's view only. So if you are brand new to Google Sheets, the way you use a view only sheet is you go up to the top, you click file, and you make a copy. And when you make a copy, you can call it Jessica's 2026 goals or Al's 2026 goals, Brian's goals. All right, Cindy, I got to call out all you guys that got your video on. All right, Dawn's, David's, everybody should have Elizabeth's, Erica's. Hopefully, all you guys have. We got 2 Ericas, both with K's. Erica Hansen, Erica Thompson. You guys, hopefully, you're opening yours. All right. So let's start making some goals and writing them in here. All right. Mark, did you have any other ones you wanted to share? Or does anyone else want to? I'd love to have a volunteer who wants to you could come hop off mute and share some of the goals that you're writing down.
I'm down.
Or let's go. James has got his hand raised. Thank you. You were one step ahead. I was going to say raise your hand first, and James did it. So go for it, James.
Well, my biggest goal for 2026 is to create $5,000 or more or month in passive income.
Love it. That's a very specific one. And when we go start ranking James's, and we're not going to probably get as much into the ICE ranking today. I'll touch on it, but I just want to get you guys moving and brainstorming. So James, love that one. Cool. So we could go 2 different ways. We could break down some of the tasks that needed to happen, but let's stay broad. Like, what other goals though? It could be family, it could be personal, it could be, what else do you have on 20, or it could be more business goals?
Well, other goals would be to keep my daily workout, breath work, and fascia maneuver practice as consistent as a daily thing for at least in the breath work and the fascial maneuvers to be doing those every single day. Workout, you got to take some days off to let the body recover,
Yep.
but make those a non-negotiable where it has to get done. And then also incorporate some daily meditation as well, just because, you got to take care of yourself, put your own mask on before you go try to help others. And just
Yes.
to
So
be more,
that's
oh, sorry. And then lastly, just to be more of service to my community and my city where I live. I'm in Surprise, Arizona. And so just, to be a better human.
love it. All right. So good. So James is he's got a lot of daily stuff. He's got a big one. But now I want you guys to go in specifically though, like what are because we're going to start putting this onto your calendar, James, right? Again, the process, I'm going to repeat it one more for you guys. And there might be somebody brand new who just hopped on this Zoom and they're like, where's Casey going today? Well, where we're going today is we're getting all of our 2026 goals and ideas and what would make 2026 the most unbelievable year. And we're getting those all down into this Google Sheet. And then the next step is we're going to go rank them on impact, which is I for ICE, in your confidence level, you can do it. And then E is ease, how easy is to do it. And we're going to rank them. And that's how we're going to sort of prioritize our goals. All right. But I think James has done a good job already starting to prioritize his number one goal. So there's 2 exercises here, right? There's where you go rank all your goals. But then the second kind of part of the rank exercise is you start putting all these important things you want to do in 2026 and you put them into that calendar. All right. And you lock them in there and you start building this perfect, this extraordinary, this exciting 2026 that you're going to look back in December. You're going to be like, I am so pumped. And so, James, be thinking of a couple more, and I'm going to go back to you, but I'm going to share this. Guys, I am so excited next week and to be able to go do a bucket list trip. And I've had a lot of good moments with my family this year. I've had a lot of other really cool accomplishments, but they're because I started to write them down and I was strategic. And I've just found if I don't write them down, it's life is going to take away. Like life is going to do its thing and we're going to get overwhelmed. They're going to get busy and it's not going to happen. All right. So we're going to put all this by the end of the year. We're going to have all this into that calendar. And I gave you guys a Google sheet. That way everyone could have something electronic, but there's other resources you could go buy. It's called, if somebody could put this in the chat, it's called the Big Ass Calendar. All right. Or there's also the Big Ass Notebook. So I don't have an affiliate. I don't get paid for these, but I'll have Ashley maybe share the link so you guys can see it. But if you're a visual person, like I shared it on my social media last week. I shared my Big Ass Calendar, and it's this huge calendar where you could start to write and see it every day. But if you're a digital guy, the Google Sheet will work just fine, and it doesn't cost any money. But we're going to start to put all that in there. But again, guys, like I'm so proud and excited of my 2026 because I started writing these a year ago. So, James, do you want to go? What are some other ones that come to mind of like what would make 2026 an incredible year? Like specific things you did.
Specific things I did. One thing I'd love to do is to be able to purchase an RV or something so that I could travel. I have 3 dogs and 2 cats, so I got a lot of animals, all
All
rescued.
right.
But
Really cool.
I want to be able to travel more. I want to just be able to, travel around the country, and when it's able, travel internationally. So that would be something more of a personal goal. Um, to and then sorry.
Well, that's good. Write them down.
One,
So
oh
this
yeah.
is perfect. So you don't have to have them all now, but like travel internationally, like you don't have to have them all now, but I want to challenge you, James, and everyone else to like, I want to go, or you know what? You don't have to have, I will tell you guys this. I didn't know where I was going. I know I knew I wanted to take big and do some big bucket list stuff. And I penciled it in for December. I'm like, I'm going to plan my year so at the end of the year I can do this trip and I can have my business running and able to do it. So I
And
would
then I guess,
encourage you to start to, if there's a specific place, write it down. Go ahead.
yeah, well, specifically, I want to travel to I want to go to Mount Shasta. I wanted to go there for years. It's a really cool spot. I'm a fairly spiritual person, and that place is very powerful. And then I guess if there was something really specific, it's gonna make me cry a little. But I lost my mom in 2023, and she was in the process of she was going to buy a new car. And to honor her,
Really
I want to purchase that car to just kind of say, Mom, we did
good.
it.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. So you want to buy it and use it for yourself, right? But be able to
Yeah,
have kind of that memory. That's
exactly.
cool.
Yes.
James, man, thank you for sharing. That's what this is about, man. And that one, oh my gosh, that's one of the biggest priorities you're going to have this year. So, I mean, do you feel like you could do that next year?
I
You
believe,
think it's attainable?
yeah, I believe in the sub two community that it's a pathway to the abundance to secure my financial future. So that, yes, I can, because I inherited her house and I inherited the car that I have right now. It was a 2017 Prius Prime, and we were in the process of trying to get the new body style the new body style Prius Prime. And I was her full-time caregiver. And so, her loss has been really challenging for me. But it's just, to form more community, to make more friends, to form those new traditions that I don't have the chance to do with my mom anymore because she was my best friend and we spent so much time together that it's left a very big hole in my life.
Yeah, man. James, thank you so much. Seriously for sharing this. And I'm even more motivated to like make sure I think everyone believes, right? You can see in the chat, everyone like lots of love. Like everyone believes in you. And now I want you to challenge yourself to write this down and build that into your calendar for next year. Because I think you've been the perfect example, James. Because James, I'm just going to maybe talk out loud for you. I see James next December. He's going to be like, I bought the RV. I bought the car that me and my mom dreamed of. I went on these trips. And we haven't kind of got into some of the things like the financial things that got you there, but that's where James is going to be next December. And I just, I just, I think the words I'm trying to find is I want to make sure you're very intentional about writing it down so that we make sure it's a reality. Because everyone believes in you here, but I don't want it. What I don't want to happen is a couple of months into the year, you're inspired today, but like you lose momentum for whatever it is. Like I want it written down here, and then eventually I want it into your calendar, James. So you've got like milestones where, because as we know, if we write it, it's like self-fulfilling prophecies, right? If you write it down, you track it, you'll hit it.
Yeah.
What else? What else, James? Any other like goals that I missed that you're going to be saying in December that you did this over the next 12 months?
I guess another personal thing is just because I've been so busy is that I take my dogs for daily walks twice a day, and we go enjoy the things. We go on hikes, we I spend the time with them that I'm not able to spend with them right now because I'm so busy doing the work that I need to pay the bills, that the passive income allows me to be more present in my life
Yes.
with the things that are most important to me, because all these animals are in my
Yes.
life because of my mom. And so I want to honor their life so that I can make their life as good as it possibly could be, because they're a blessing, and they're only here for a short time. And so I want to make sure that they have the best life they can have.
Yes. Okay. So another thing I want to thank you for, James, is like I always usually do the go-to connection of like my kids give me these same emotions you're having. Like I have that, I get that same one, and I connect with a lot of people that way. But you've just connected with so many more people that maybe are similar, don't have kids, but they have pets, or even people who have kids and pets, right? You just connected some dots for them. So I'm just going to go a little bit further though, is that time with your pets and the walks you want to go on, like that's what the other things I would be putting on in this calendar, right? So I would be writing that down. And if you want to write a frequency of like every weekend or 3 times a week or whatever it looks like, writing that down and then starting to put that into your calendar, yeah, no, you'll
Okay,
hit it.
I will
Cool,
do.
man. Well,
And
James, go
thank
ahead.
you,
You're
everyone.
welcome.
Sorry, and thank you everyone for the comments. I see them. I appreciate you all. I'm grateful.
Oh man, good stuff. Well, thank you. All right. Does anyone else want to volunteer? You got a lot to live up to after James just got so vulnerable and shared. That was so good. Go ahead, Cindy. No pressure now.
Right? I don't want to follow
That was
that. Um, that was great, James. Thank you for sharing. Um, so what of my goals are you wanting that I have written down? Like I have some specific family trips. My daughter is graduating college. My niece is getting married. My son is probably going to be moving to California. Like there's those kind of things I have that are very specific dates. Then personally, relationally, it's like I want to start doing family dinner every other weekend or something with I have 2 kids that live here in town, and then my other 2 live far away. But the ones here I want to be doing family dinner with. And we do it kind of, but it's not scheduled every other week or whatever.
okay.
And then I want to make sure that I'm being very intentional about date night, because my husband and I do dates, but I want to be super intentional and do it like once a week intentionally, right?
Heck yeah.
So and then business wise, I'm not quite as dialed in on specifics. So I want to start my own portfolio real estate wise, but that has like 1,000 ways that could come into play. I'm with
Hmm.
James of the 5,000 a month passive income for
Okay.
this year. Um, I'd like to partner with somebody on a flip. I want to help my kids purchase houses in our area because we live in Bozeman, Montana, and it's very expensive. But if
Yeah.
we could find something sub two that maybe they could do, my son wants to start a business, so I'd love to help him with that. I got challenged last night on our regional Zoom about social media because I really don't enjoy it. And I think it's something I probably need to embrace. So I have that on there loosely. Have not defined what that looks like yet. And then potentially find some partners to work with. And then like my health goals are I'm with James walking my dogs every day. Some strength training and flexibility work that I want to do. Yeah, that's kind of, I think, most of what I have written down so far.
Great. There you guys go. Well, very, very well done. So, Cindy, how much time do you think you spent since last week starting to build out that list? Would you guess?
Um, Not very
There's,
much,
okay, there's no right or wrong
to
answer.
be
And I think,
honest.
okay, good. You think like 15 minutes, an hour, or just kind of sporadically as you thought about things?
It was kind of sporadically as I thought about things, then I would just
Okay,
plop it in. And then to be really honest, I didn't feel like I had it down very well. So last night I told my husband, I don't have my homework done. I got to sit down and figure this out. And so I sat down and just brainstormed for, I don't know, 15, 30 minutes maybe.
good. Love it. Okay, well, first off, kudos to Cindy for like, and let's give Cindy some shout outs in the chat. Like Cindy did her homework. I think you're probably I'd be curious who's actually gotten further than you this week, Cindy. And I would love to hear it in the chat if you guys got any further than Cindy. But Cindy's wrote a lot down. She committed to it even after last night. And that's a great list to get started. You've got the health stuff. You've got a lot of family, and I love that you led with family to start, which is that I would be doing the same thing. Um, let's see, and some like the important dates, like that's kind of more of what I'm saying too, guys, is like if you've got important dates or things that you know that are going to happen in 2026, start putting them in now. And then you're going to build your year around making sure you make those things happen. And I understand
Mhm.
though that some of you guys don't know everything. Like, this calendar will continue to be filled in, but I just want to get those big
Mhm.
things in there now. Um, so a couple tools I want to help Cindy with. Ashley, do you want to grab if Ashley's free? Ashley, can you share a link to the Revive Network on Facebook? And I want to share this with you guys because what I would love is if you guys could screenshot like what you guys are like if you guys are willing. I mean, I think James just inspired all of us to be like open and just share what you're doing. Like I think we all learn from each other. And also I think we're all going to be able to help James stay accountable and like making sure that, well, I think we all want James to win now, right? That is such a powerful thing, guys, that is said. It's said sometimes, but I want to say it
Mhm.
more often is when you put it out there and you say what you want, people want to help you, right? When you put it out there and like this is when I read the book Vivid Vision several years ago, one of my favorite authors, Cameron Herold, who I've had an opportunity to like watch speak, and he's one of the best speakers. But Cameron Herold wrote Vivid Vision. And one of the biggest points of writing out your vision is when you write it out there, not only you give your company and your employees and your team members or your partners, you give them that clarity of what you want. And now it's not just in your head, it's on paper. But the other thing is when you tell and you put it out there, then people know it and they want to help. All right. So what I want you guys to do is take a screenshot of what you've done so far and post it in that group. All right. If you guys don't mind, because I think and if you're all, let me know if you guys get stuck and can't get through the link. I can make sure I approve you or have Ashley approve you on the back end. But if you guys, okay, Jessica will get you guys. But go click on the link, and if you're pending, I'll take care of you guys. But I want you guys to put them in there because here's what a couple things. I want to inspire more of you guys to do this homework, okay? And then I want to help progress you guys over the next couple weeks. So here's a couple like tools I want to give you, all right, and where we're going. So as I mentioned, right now we're just trying to download everything we can for those of you who didn't do as good as Cindy and didn't do your homework and didn't stay up last night, you're going to have to go do it over this next week. And then the next step will be prioritizing them, right? And then we'll put them into the calendar. So I want to make sure I get all of you guys there by the end of the year, or at least get you started, okay? But then where I'm going to bring on Dallin here in about 20 minutes, we're going to start talking about like some strategy and some like actual resources and tips and stuff we can give you to help you get clarity on exactly what Cindy said. Cindy's like, I'm not quite as dialed in about how am I going to get to the 5,000 of passive income, or how am I going to get the fourplex that we talked about earlier? How am I going to go, what your goals are? And even if you don't know them, like, how do we start to get there? So me and Dallin are going to talk a little bit about it today, but a really cool thing that I'm going to highlight this later, but I want to tease it right now, is if you guys could get to Houston, my 2-day workshop in January. So it's when Pace is in town. So it's really, really cool. So Pace is going to have the big Houston meetup, right, as part of the tour in the evening. But we're going to, that day and the day after, we're going to have this awesome workshop. All right. It's part of my Revive Summit. This is the third one we've done, but it's going to be all about building out what that looks like to get, if your goal is to get to 5,000 of passive income, or your goal is to buy an RV park, or your goal is to do 10 wholesales this year, or your goal is to make a bunch of connections and start to make money by making money off connection fees and helping connect buyers with sellers or investors with capital raisers, or who knows what it is, right? Whatever your goal is, like our goal of that 2-day workshop is going to be able to help you guys get there. And I'm going to blow you guys away with how I'm going to get you guys there for $1. All right. I'm going to tease it. Today, I'm going to have a really cool thing for you guys to just come for $1. Right. You guys will see the cost is like $297, but well, I'm not going to come on this call and sell. Like, I want to be able to give it to you guys, but I want to, anyway, I want to tease that resource, because if some of you guys are like, oh man, this is so good, this is so exciting, but I don't even know what my business goals are. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know how to set them. And even if I knew how to set them, I don't know how to get there. And I'm trying to like go to this place that I have an idea about, but anyway, like I'm going to help. That's going to be the point of this workshop, to help all you guys do it. Okay.
I have
So
a question, Casey.
yes,
With
fire
these
away.
goals that we're writing down today, like last night, I didn't put in some of my bigger dreams of like co-living for foster kids that are aging out of the system,
Mm-hmm.
or buy a mobile home park for single moms and retired people so that the grandparents could take care of the kids after school, or like some of these huge things I didn't put on there because they seem so big. So are those things we're supposed to put on there too?
Yes, 100%. And even I see where your question is, like, you're like, well, if I don't hit that all in the next year, do I write it down? But absolutely write it down, because we're going to be able to break that down into like, what are you doing to move the needle toward that this year? So
Okay.
yes, for sure.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Yes. And guys, I've got another tool that I won't get into too much today. It's more meant for that workshop that I want to invite all you guys to, and basically cover your cost. You'll understand when we talk later why it has to be $1. But I've got this 10-year vision. It was basically this AI chat GPT that I had my AI coach build, and it helps you build out your 10-year vision, and it helps but this is like takes several hours, and we can't go all through that today. So some of you guys are just struggling with like, what is my longer vision? Like I'll hook you guys up. We'll get you covered there. But for now, yeah, we're just brainstorming. And guys, here's the thing too. And as you start to write it down, when you go to make that 10-year vision, the more you're doing now, it's gonna give you momentum and help you do it. All right. I know, James, pretty steep dollar to get you guys in. And plus, yeah, anyway, we'll talk a little bit more when Dallin comes. But who else? So first off, Cindy, great job with yours. Great start. I would say Cindy's next step is continuing to add to it. I think you've added, and I'm hoping you get inspired to add more over the next week. But Cindy actually could start on the process of actually writing or starting to rank them and applying the ICE framework. But I would just encourage you still to add more over the next week, just like everyone else, Cindy. But if you don't mind sharing yours, like if you're comfortable sharing a screenshot, and you guys, if you don't know how to do a screenshot, just Google it. You can do the Alt Shift 4 on a Mac, if you do that, you could take a quick screenshot of like your goals. Like that's what I'm hoping you guys will do is screenshot your goals that you have so far, because I know that when you guys start sharing yours, you're gonna inspire other people. All right. I gave you all my goals, right? If you guys go to that Google sheet, you could see all my 2025 ones that I wrote down. All right. But I understand you guys are at different levels and I want you guys to help inspire each other. All right. All right. What questions we have so far? Evie, you've had your hand up, but you're on mute. There we go. Shift Command 3 to get you guys going. So again, while we're talking, I'm going to keep prompting and inspiring you guys. Write down these goals. Start now. Like what I found last week was I went through all this, I showed everyone, but I didn't get people taking action. And now that's why only a couple of you guys did the homework. All right. We're starting the homework now. Start writing these things. But go ahead, EB.
Sorry about that. I am, as I said, I am 59 years old, and the vision board changes every other year. So my question is, how can I? I have a ADHD, and I can't put my kind of thoughts in the one spot. I was trying to get on the Zoom. I forgot. Now in the last minutes that I am leaving, I just hear you that you popped out, and I was wondering that how I can get connected with the people that they are truly that they want to help, not just the talk. I've been trying.
Mm,
I am in the sub two since March, I believe, or April, and I live in the Dallas Fort Worth, and I don't know how to kind of make a connection and trust them. Even I go to the all these Zooms meetings and meetups and everything, but I feel like whatever deal I bringing in somehow get lost. Then I hear through my connections they sold it. Who bought it? Sub 2 members. You know what I'm saying? Should I sign the JV agreement with the sub 2 members too, to send them the file or profile that, hey, this is what I got. I don't know how to underwrite it. I don't know about the technical. I just want to make it 15 to $20,000 every month that I can leave this country, go to Vietnam for a retirement. I don't have a wife, I
okay.
don't have a kid, I don't have a dog. I just want to have a mailbox money and I leave.
Okay. Well, good. You got the clarity on the goal, which
Yeah.
I hear you on the ADD. I have parts of that in my life, and I'm trying to use it as a superpower. So, all right, well, first off, writing it down. Did you get that Google Sheet open that I shared? Have
Yeah,
you opened it and made a copy?
no, for some reason is not opening. I am trying to look again,
Okay.
but now I lost you. Okay, hold on. Okay, good.
That's okay. Well, we'll share. I'm going to talk while we share this, though. So Ashley's going to reshare the link
Okay.
to the Google Sheet. So make sure you open it, and even if you have to
Uh-huh.
do it after the call, but when you open it, and I'm just talking to everyone else because somebody else I'm guessing has just came on the call or didn't do it, and here's your third shot to do it. Open up the Google Sheet, and then you go make a copy of it, and then we're going into the brainstorm tab. So if I'm EB, I'm typing in the first one he's typing in is he was very clear on it. I want to make enough passive income. And sounds like some of that's going to be active income to where he can go back to Vietnam. Okay. But he's got some
Yeah,
good numbers and good metrics.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's kind of step one. But to answer your problem or your question, which is a really good one, there's a lot happening in sub two, and it could be overwhelming. And that's partly what me and Dallin are going to start on in about 10 minutes. We're going to kind of talk about some like ideas and things you guys can do to start moving the needle.
Hmm.
Um, but I think in general, that's going to happen, right? You're going to meet a lot of people, and that's any community, but there's a lot of people who will say they want to do everything, but will they actually show up and do it and put in the time to do it? That's another thing, right? So
Yeah,
I think just by that's gonna we'll call that attrition, whatever you want to use a word of, or maybe you could call it like your funnel. You're gonna bring in a bunch of leads. You're gonna work with a bunch of people. It's gonna funnel down to some of the people that you know that you can go deep with and do deals with. Um, but I wouldn't let it hold you back. Like continuing to meet the right people. I do believe this community, more than any other one, is got the right people who are here for the right reasons. And Pace, that's such a good example for people to do things for the right reasons and do it to be a go giver. Okay. So I think you're in the right place. Keep connecting with them. And yeah, if somebody wants you to sign a JV agreement or do some of these things, I mean, obviously everything's, I can't speak to every situation, but I would encourage you to go for it and try it out. And some are going to work good, some are not going to work good, but you're going to learn. But I would absolutely be taking action on that and getting involved in deals. And there's a lot of different ways you can go. And I know you mentioned you have an ADD. I have the same struggle, and you're going to want to try a lot of different things. But you know what? Here's the other thing I would do, Evie, is write them down into there, right? Write these ideas down and start to prioritize them. And I understand some of them you're going to write down now. You're going to look back in 2 months. You could be like, all right, that one was a bad idea. That's not working. And you're going to pivot, right?
Yeah.
You're going to adapt, right? But I think it's important to start writing the ones down and sort of trying. It's sort of trial and error and see what one works. But keep going. What is that helpful, or you have follow-ups there?
Yeah, yeah. I appreciate you so much for your time. And I'm gonna open up the Google Sheet. How we can reach out to you on the Instagram?
Yeah. I'll let Ashley share my link. It's really easy to find me too, but she'll share the link. It's just Casey Gregerson. But guys, the best way to connect, and I'm willing to continue to give my time. Like I love Problems to Profits, one of my favorite things, but I just want to connect with you guys more outside of that. So that's why that link that Ashley shared, where I want all you guys to go in and share share what goals you have so far. And I saw a lot of guys you were copy and pasting. And if you're struggling like Evie to get that Google Sheet open, and you just have to copy and paste your goals or what you're writing down into that Facebook group, that would be great. But I want us to collaborate, and I want to get you guys taking action. All right. And I want to
Thank
start
you.
getting, go ahead. Yeah. So that would be the best place to connect.
I
But
appreciate you
also,
so much.
you're
Thank you.
very welcome.
Thanks.
Okay, cool. Who else? Any other questions? Let's go with Don. Oops. Don't want to end the meeting. Go ahead, Don Price. You're up.
I hope everybody's doing good. I was a planner scheduler for years, so this type of discussion is right up my alley. And we did
Love it.
exactly what you're talking about. You start with a 10-year plan, and then a 5-year plan, then a 1-year plan, and then we did a 9-week schedule. And every week
Yes.
you would meet on that 9-week schedule and mark your completions and extend out what you need to do. It's pretty simple, kind of like you're saying. You can do it on Excel also, or on these sheets.
Yep.
But as far as what Abby was saying, if I said his name right, I'm in the same spot as him, but I'm approaching it quite a bit different because I have a lot of managerial experience. So I'm going at it more structurally instead of just going to these meetups and, saying to somebody, "Oh, I have a deal." Well, everybody wants to jump on it. So don't necessarily tell everybody your deal. Build yourself a team instead. So what I'm doing is I come on groups like this and I take people's bling cards. Find yourself a bird dog. Find yourself closer. Find yourself. I started actually with the TC because the TC knows everybody, and build a team of, say, 3 of each one of those. This is just a recommendation. And then you can go from that. Once you find a deal, then you already know who to go to. So you're not running into these meetings going, "I have a deal, who can help me?" You already know, okay, I'm going to call Susie, I'm going to call Ed, I'm going to, you have it lined out just like a schedule of when you want to do something this year. So it's not a big surprise. So that's all I had.
That's good. Yeah. Thanks, Don. Is that helpful, Evie? I think that was good. I'm not sure if it wasn't helpful for Evie. I wish I know it was. Yeah. David said it was
Yeah, it's
great too. I
perfect.
think that's a
Thank
true
you
one.
so much. It's perfect. Don, I would like to get in touch with you.
Yeah, guys, share your contact info in the chat. That'd be phenomenal. You guys
I
are
did.
always welcome.
Sorry, I put my bling card in there.
Cool. All right, I'm going to Reza here next, but Don too. Really quick before I go to Reza, Don, have you started to fill out some of your goals, or did you already start that exercise, or are you getting it going now?
Did it in my own way. I'm a measurement guy, worked in power plants for years. So another way to look at this, and including life, like the guy was saying about James, about his mom passing. If you take a tape measure and string it across your coffee table and you look at, the numbers as the age of when you graduated high school or the years when you're going to college or apprenticeship program or whatever you're doing, then your working years and your retirement years and, approximately what time you'll pass. It kind of helps break up things.
Mhm.
So yeah, I do line everything out already. My goal is to have two RV parked by the end of the year, which is huge. I mean, even one is astronomical, but I decided, well, I'm going to double down on it because it puts a lot of pressure on me, and I work well under pressure. So you have to stress yourself, and then at the same time, like in my case, I live in two different countries. I live here and I live in Mexico. I have four grandkids, so you're trying to struggle all this stuff in and flying back and forth and meeting all these Zooms, meeting people. I'm following pace from Idaho all the way down to LA with his tour. So to meet, just not for him, but to meet people, and just linking with people is how this business works. So yeah, you just
Yes.
got to schedule your time and schedule your family best you can.
There you go. Love it. Well, good. Good stuff, Don. Love the planning and yeah, guys, I'll just add to that. We're not going through that today, but when I build out my 10-year vision, what helps me the most to have that clarity is I think about a milestone. It's easy for me. I have kids, right? I have a 12-year-old, 9, 6, and all the way down to 3. But I think about when my 3-year-old, when he's 13, what life's going to look like, or when my 12-year-old's 22, like what does that look like in 10 years? That helps me sort of back into it. And then exactly like Don said, I can back into 5 years, back into 3, all the way back to 1. All right. So good stuff, guys. Dallon's going to come on in a couple of minutes, but I'm going to go with Reza, and then yeah, we'll keep going here. But if anyone else wants to share what you guys could share it in the chat. But again, what I really want you guys to do to help make sure I can help keep you accountable and make sure that every one of you guys by the end of the year, that I don't want you to do what I did in year one. In year one, when I read the book, Dan Martell, Buy Back Your Time. And if you guys want a cool, quick resource and you got time to read a book on Audible or read it, that is where a lot of this came from. So I read the book, but I read it on December 31st, and I did plan my year. Still had a good year, but the next year was even better because I started in December. So now that my third time doing it, and I want to make sure that you guys take the time to plan this out. So 2026 is unbelievable. All right, Reza, go
What
for it,
up,
man.
Casey? How are you, sir?
Doing good, man. Good to see you.
Long time no see. Yeah, this is perfect timing. I wanted to jump on here and say hi to you. I actually bought this book and going through my end of the year planning. So this was like perfect timing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like this is awesome spreadsheet and everything.
Nice.
I'm gonna get on it. So I appreciate it. I gotta jump off. I got a call in 30 seconds. So perfect timing. Great to see you, man. And thank you again. Just want to say I appreciate the resource.
You're welcome, man. I'm glad you're taking action. Yeah, and
Yes,
share where
sir.
you're going, man. You're a leader. You're a leader, man, Reza. So if you could share some of that, I think you'll help inspire these other folks. So please share it on that group.
Will do.
All
I
right, man.
appreciate it, man. Thank you.
You bet. Does anyone else want to share? I know Dallon's going to be hopping on here in a second. We're going to be so again, where we're going is I'm going to be able to give you guys a little bit more. Some of you guys who are stuck and you're like, well, how do I even set my goal? What can I do? What are some ideas? What are some strategies? We're going to go into that. But I want to make sure we're solid. And I really want to make sure that a week from today, when I'm calling you guys from Cape Town, all right, and I'm taking time away from my family to come help you guys, it's because I want you guys to move the needle. And it's just a passion of mine. Like either way, I'm okay. So I'm building my life around time with my family. We're going to have a bunch of incredible time. But I know my bigger goals is that my Mount Everest is to help 100 families achieve financial freedom. And that's why I'm inviting you to that group to go in there and I can help you move the needle toward it. That's why I want you guys to come to our Revive Summit. All right. That's my goal. And even though like I'm going to be on vacation with my family, I've got it planned out to where it's going to be an amazing trip and we're going to connect with our boy. I'm hoping it's like, I won't go into the details too much. Just we got more stuff to talk about, but I'm hoping it's a really good reset for my kids and like to be there because everything I read about being in Africa and being on safaris, it's just like one of the best resets you can ever have. But I'm planning that out because I still my vision and my help people like you, families, achieve financial freedom and achieve what I have, to where you guys can go have this epic 2026. Okay. So there's different levels. There's the go plan out your 10-year vision, and then you work backward. And right now we're getting laser focused on the next year. Okay. Does anyone, any questions before we kind of move to Dallin? Anyone have anything that like is holding you back? That would actually be a really good question. And I want you guys to be honest. Is there anything holding you guys back from delivering this homework, this action of planning out your 2026? Okay, what is holding you back? I want to hear it. And I want to give you the caveat that if you don't have everything perfectly planned out, that is not failure. Okay. No, I don't even have mine yet. And I've been working on this for a while and have paid coaches and done a lot to have good clarity. And I'm still not there. I'm still planning. Mine will not be perfect. I just literally had a call with my coach this morning. I'm actually driving in from Dallas right now. I'm about to be home. All right. But I was in Dallas last night at a real, it was actually an oil and gas event. And I was connecting with more like private money lenders and partners and helping raise money for my fund and just making cool connections. And anyway, this morning I'm driving back and I'm talking to my speaking coach and I'm like, hey, how do I reconcile this? It's like I keep getting all these ideas. Like last night, I'm like talking to these oil and gas folks. And I used to work in oil and gas for 10 years. And I'm seeing how they make money by basically what they do is they go, maybe some of you guys are familiar, but they go buy the royalties on like a oil and gas well, or they'll go buy part of essentially they're buying a piece of an oil and gas well. And what they do is they combine these and they have basically their own fund where they're selling, and then they have investors that come in and partner with them. And anyway, very similar industry to what we're doing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I could also give my investors in my fund an opportunity to invest in oil and gas and real estate. And so I'm getting all these ideas, but then I'm also thinking, but wait, is that in line with my vision? Am I getting more time with my kids, which is important? And I'm trying to think of how do I reconcile all these? And then Dallin just popped on too. Me and Dallin were at a mastermind this week where there was this guy that he's like the bucket list guy that traveled across the country checking things off his bucket list and helping other people do it. And then the last day we had a purpose guy that was talking all about your purpose and knowing your purpose and how it changes as you achieve goals. But anyway, so I'm just trying to reconcile all this and how do I how do I do it all? Right. And how do I plan? And I'm like, have all this pressure to plan the perfect year. And finally, my speaking coach is like, Casey, you don't have to. The point is it not being perfect. Like you're taking action and you're moving the needle, and you don't have to have it all by the end of the year. So I'm saying that a very long-winded way of saying that, guys, it does not need to be perfect. But I do want to know before I go to Dallin, is there anything holding you guys back from getting started and at least starting to write out like what your goals are and what's important for 2026? Is there anything? Is it a Google sheet you can't open yet? Is it you don't have time? Like what is holding you guys back from? Because I want all of you guys a week from today to at least have some sort of list started of your goals for 2026. But is there anyone who has something that is going to prevent them to do that? You guys can be honest. I promise I won't judge anyone or criticize them. I will help you. If you bring it up, I'll help you through it. Go ahead. Let's do a couple quick ones and then we're going to jump into Dallin, because Dallin's going to tell you guys, we're going to go into like some strategy on how to like plan these goals and how to execute on them. But go ahead. Let's go Carlos first. We'll go rapid fire. What do you got, Carlos?
I'm struggling with just getting started. I don't really know how to use the tools, and then I'm also struggling with. I have a full-time job that pays okay, but my situation's so tight that I can't really take time off of that to invest on this right now.
So you're more just to recap, you're be able to listen on these calls like you're doing at your W-2, which man, Carlos, I used to do the same thing. But I had a nice gig where when I was off, I could start working on these things. So that's the quick answer is you got to find the extra time early in the morning, late at night on the weekends, because sounds like you want more than what you're doing now, huh? You want to, or do you just feel like you want to supplement what you're doing?
I want to supplement, and I want to get to where this seems like it's something that if I can get it going or get decent at it, would have more freedom to maybe my situation is weird. I might have to chase my daughter around the country due to my personal stuff going on. And this job is going to keep me tied to this city. I can't replace this job
Okay.
just
Let's
anywhere in the
write
country.
these down. I'm going to go through them all, and then this is teeing up Dallin perfectly to what we're going to talk about today. So I'm just going to go kind of around the horn. So we got Carlos. I'm going to go to David next, then Kevin, then Brian, then James. So go ahead and give us it kind of in a 30-second version of where you're stuck, and then we're going to dive into it with Dallin over the next hour. But go ahead, David.
Yeah, Casey, thanks. Yeah, mine is interesting because it seems logical, but it's the contracts. What contracts to use? I come from the real estate. I'm a licensed agent, so I look at should I use the 1-to-4 family? When I'm doing stuff in Texas, then Pace has got all the contracts, and then you're going to have to rewrite those because they're all made for Arizona. It just I'm not sure what to do. Can I do sub twos on a 1-to-4, Texas 1-to-4 residential contract? What do you do when you're doing Houston deals and stuff? So.
All right. I haven't done a sub 2 yet in Houston. I've done a lot in Wyoming and Montana. Let me connect you with the right person, David, because the quick answer is just a template. But I'll help you there. And if anybody else is stuck there, I'll make sure you connect with the right person who's got a good template and can walk you through that, especially if you got deals.
The contracts are our tool that we need. We're not making money unless we're sending out contracts. So
100%. Yeah, let's remove that barrier. That's a good one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I'm going to keep moving. That's perfect. Keep going rapid fire. All right, James Porter, go ahead.
James,
And
you're
I'm going to
muted.
be swapping it.
You're
I'm going
muted.
to be swaps into mine. All right, Dallin, I'm going to let you hold on. I'm going to tee up Dallin and let Dallin keep running these. Dallin, if you want, you can go down the line like I'm going. But let me introduce Dallin, and then I'm going to be swapping over to my other computer now that I just pulled up to my house. But really quick, Dallin. So, guys, as mentioned, if you didn't hear it earlier, and I'll catch Dallin up to speed, what we've talked about is Dallin is my fractional CMO. All right, he's been working with me for a couple years, helping me do all the marketing on Dallin helps me with all of my direct to seller marketing. He helps me with raising money. He helps me with my brand. All these cool things that you guys are learning in this community. Dallin is really my guy that helps me execute. He understands what I'm doing, and he's got obviously a phenomenal marketing and a sales background. So he's a tool. He's a resource that's helped me get to where I'm going, and I want him to share him today so we can help you guys. All right. So that's who Dallin is. But to catch you up, Dallin, we went through everyone's homework. We found out that only a couple people got through their homework of like writing down their goals for 2026. So we spent the first hour sharing the Google Sheet and getting them to write down their goals. And they're going to share them in the Revive Network in that Facebook group with everybody. And then they're going to keep doing those over the next week. And then we'll go in to start to prioritizing those goals. But I told them I was going to bring you on to help them because some of them are like, I got a goal of $5,000 in passive income, and they've got all these things, but they're not sure how to execute on them. So there you go, Dallin.
Cool, man. Love it. Well, it's nice meeting everybody here. Thanks for letting me share some time with you. I resonated what you were saying, Carlos. And I think there's plenty of people on this call that probably feel the same way or stuck in some sort of way like that. I kind of have a similar story. My background is sales, marketing. I was at this large advertising firm, great job, went to a Tony Robbins event and realized that, wow, I'm not living my full potential, right? Believe it or not, right? Tony Robbins motivated me. It was amazing. And so I went back and did a lot of thinking and decided, you know what, I'm going to quit this job. And again, I'm a little bit more of a risk taker than most. And so quit the job, went home and Googled how to start a business. And I had about 30 days runway with where I was at and where I needed to go. And so what I did was I did the math and I built up a pretty good lifestyle, had the house, had the 4Runner, had the BMW, had all the things, right? And I was living a pretty good life. But realized when I did the math that I needed more of a runway to get to where I wanted to go, right? And so I just took my ego out of it and I said, you know what? I'm going to go get 2 matching Toyota Corollas. So I went to the dealer, traded in the 4Runner, traded in the BMW for 2 identical Corollas. The only thing different was one number on the serial number, right? And so that being said, I just kind of went all in on my future. I cut everything out of my life. Like, we went back from eating, eating out and doing all this stuff to just like, man, we were home cooked meals, chicken and rice kind of situation, and just pushed really, really hard for a couple of years to get where we needed to go. But I'm so grateful for making those sacrifices. And so I just wanted to let you know, Carlos and others, that like, I'm with you. I've kind of been through the fire a little bit, and I've had to rebuild more than once in my career. And had to do some of those hard things, right? Like Tony Robbins says, there's only 2 ways to move forward, right? Or 2 things that motivate us or move us forward: pain or pleasure, right? Do you have enough pain in your current situation to move you forward? Or is there enough pleasure in what you think is going to happen that you're willing to move forward? And I created kind of both. I created enough pain driving 2 Corollas. Having a BMW and going to a Corolla wasn't fun. And so I created enough pain and also realized where I needed to go. And so that being said, I'll make the segue. So again, I've spent the last decade marketing, sales, strategy, growth, basically chief revenue officer for many different companies, SaaS companies, worked with the United States Air Force, trained them, built curriculum for them, ran ads for them, and have built a fractional, basically CMO firm, Casey being one of those awesome clients that we get to work with. And so I would love to hear more from you guys. I know I wasn't here at the beginning. Maybe give me a little summary, drop into the chat. What are some of your targets going into 2026? Just throw them in there. What are some of the targets that you're trying to hit? And maybe we can kind of start doing some, if you want to start raising hands, I'd love to just kind of help any sort of strategy, talking about marketing, growth, generating leads, contracts, all that fun stuff. We can get into some of the nitty gritty and those kind of things. All right. So co-living meeting at Pace's office for 2 co-living properties. Okay. What else we got? Keep dropping into the chat. Goals for 2026. Getting some rental properties. All right. See a screenshot. 50K a month from April on, 100K from real estate. Quit my W-2. I love quitting W-2s. It's great. Funding. Build sub 2 network. Awesome. All right. Well, let's take a raise of hands. So where are we stuck? And you guys can just speak up, raise hand, or unmute yourself. And let's chat through some stuff. All right, James.
Oh,
go for it.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was unmuted earlier. My biggest challenge with some of the things holding me back has been in the past believing in myself, and then consistency and scheduling those activities.
Yeah. What do you think so I have a mentor that always does like a pre-mortem, kind of like what Casey was asking when he was jumping off. He does a pre-mortem. So like post-mortem, right? Someone dies. What was the cause of death? Pre-mortem. What would be the reason for you not to succeed, right? What would be the thing that got in the way?
Luke, mute yourself.
Mute. Ashley, are you on? Can you mute? There we go.
You got him.
All right, go ahead, James.
So pre-mortem. So I guess I'm having trouble linking the terminology in my head.
So what would be the reason for you to not to succeed this next year? What would be some of the ways that what would get in your way of succeeding or being able to get to where you need to go?
Well, not scheduling activities.
Sorry, I'm going to interject. What kind of activities?
either like right now going through sub 2 and figuring out like, what's my avatar, um creating the safety course so that people trust me in the community.
Okay, so creating your avatar is one of those things. How long would that take you?
um Not sure. I'm not sure how long it is. Hopefully it's quick, maybe a half hour. I don't know how long the little whatever it is. I haven't even looked at it yet. I
So
just
you're
yesterday
so
was my
bef-
first call. Yesterday was my first call in the newbie stuff. So I'm like, you know,
okay.
drinking from a fire hydrant on a certain level. So
Love it, dude.
it's it's
That's
a little
great.
like that kind of thing. So
What do you get? You got 30 minutes this afternoon?
yeah, I can carve out 30 minutes.
All right. Put it down right
So
now. Put it on your calendar.
all right.
Let's
All
go.
right.
Let's go, dude. Let's go. Yeah, just one step at a time, man. What's cool is once you take one step, you just start moving. I mean, that's it right there. And
Yeah.
then you
Well,
have these little hits of dopamine, right? Like Casey and I were at this conference, like he was like same kind of thing. He was like following up the same exact way. He was just like, okay, well, how long would that take? Oh, I need to text this person because I haven't told him something in a long time. I haven't told him I love him. I'm like, when are you gonna do it? He's like, I'll do it as soon as I get home. Like, do it right now. Like, don't wait. Come on, just go. And then once you open up and you log in and you start going through it, you got momentum now. Now you're like, cool, I'm gonna schedule another 30 minutes or I'm gonna keep going. So good
what
work,
was it
man.
Caroline Karen said yesterday in that newbie Zoom was like slow act it was slow or some action is better than or slow and some movement is better than no movement. Shoot. So
Yeah, absolutely. I believe it. I believe it. All right, who is next? I don't know. Let's go with James. By the way, I love Cindy's reactions. She's just smiling. She's like all in it right now.
Cindy's
Love
back
it.
in my hometown,
Oh yeah.
Bozeman, Montana. My daughters are still there, and one thing led to another, and ended up selling a home there, and getting a triplex in Columbus, Montana, that I was hoping to talk Casey into helping me out of. I'd love to talk about that, Problems to Profits, because it is under contract, Casey. I'd love to share that story with you now that I see that you're back on. But now that you're doing novations and I've learned a little bit more in that arena, I would have loved to have partnered on this with you. And if this thing falls apart, maybe it's something we can revisit and talk about. But my biggest stumbling block is I've drugged my feet the last decade with tech and whatnot. I'm a connector, visionary, closer. I love making the
Mm-hmm.
calls, shaking the hands, kissing the babies,
Mm.
and I just bird dogged a really good deal for a sub two deal down here in Florida for Bill Fisher, who's buying and holding a property that's gonna. So I just got my first bird dog deal since joining sub two, but I've moved and shaked around real estate for the last 31 years and done a little bit of everything. Um, we've got a couple Airbnb, but I've always tried to do too much myself. So my backroom stuff has
Mm.
become a mess. So I'm really looking forward to becoming part of a team. I'd love to continue working with a couple of the right folks like Casey, like Bill Fisher. He and I are working on a couple things, and try, he's in a phase where he's trying to kind of build his team. But the tech, man, I hate being at the computer more than I need to, and the fact that I'm a little bit of an idiot when it comes to the tech stuff. Um, I know that if I could master some of the tools, which I seem to have a tough discipline as far as sitting down and learning how to do, that I would be unstoppable. What a guy like you or Casey does
Mm.
in 5 minutes will drive me nuts all day trying to figure out whatever. So
Well, I think can I
being
interject?
able to make better use of my time because I am more familiar with and better educated with some of the tools and platforms. It's my
Yeah.
biggest stumbling block in business today. Making deals, having the conversations, finding deals. My goodness, it's so easy to find deals in this world right now.
Right.
Is not a problem at all. It's all the backroom stuff.
So, James, I don't think that you're alone in this. I've talked to so many
No,
people
I'm
just like
not.
this. So, like, I mean, I'm sure that you could rip and talk to people about this. So the question that I'd have is do you think Casey does his own back office stuff?
Is
Do you think?
probably as little as possible, but I see what he does do in some of these Zooms and whatnot, and wanting to have a couple of those things, better dialed in. And I know just being around it, you get a little bit via osmosis, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm getting there. Biggest challenge is getting out of my own way. One of my goals is to write a book someday called Me, Myself, and I, guide for those with ADD and people that love them, by James Leach, Julie Leach, and James Leach. So,
Well, James, real quick. So I'll tell you right now. So, like, Casey and I are both very heavily visionary type of people.
yeah,
So I told you quickly that story, right? So I came home and I Googled how to start a business, right? And the first thing I did was I got on Upwork and I hired some really, really cheap talent to help me just kind of manage that kind of stuff, because that's not my strength. Um, I mean, I don't want to embarrass Casey, but I taught him how to look at unread messages on his iPhone the other day. I'm just kidding. How to filter them. So I'm telling you, Casey has assistants and VAs. I mean, I don't know how many we have now between both of us. We probably have like 120 people overseas that we contract to do certain things. So what I'm saying is you how big of a pain
Why does this thing keep taking my hand down?
I don't know,
What's this,
Brian,
dude?
but we can hear you, Brian.
Yeah, Dallin, as a matter of fact,
Sorry.
I could help
Brian
you with
Knapp
that
was
too.
actually one of the first dudes I talked to. We talked a
I-
couple times shortly after he got into
I
Sub
keep-
2 6-7
I
months
keep
ago.
All right, there we go. So, anyways, what I was saying is that what I would ask you, James, and if you want help with this, like, we can help you with this too. Actually, at the event that we're throwing in Houston, Casey and I talked about this. Like, I have a full-time recruiter in Pakistan, in Egypt. We have connections all over the world to find great talent in Philippines. I've got job posts. Like, you just describe what you need, we can find you somebody for $4 an hour somewhere in the world to do back office, to help you with the things like that. Because you really, I think there's two different schools of thought here. Oh, push through and figure it all out and learn it all yourself. And like, there's definitely
I don't
some,
want to do that.
yeah, there's definitely something to that. The problem is that then you focus on things that you're not good at and you don't leverage your strengths. My personal opinion is lean hard on what you're good at and fill the gaps with people around you, or find a partner in business. 1+1, if it equals 5, like, that's a great partnership, right? So if you're not good at back office, then find somebody who is. My COO is the other half of me, right? I'm here talking, going to conferences with Casey, doing different things like that, pushing. But then we've got people that will do the execution, all of the back office and organizing the stuff and like letting us know where to be and what time. That's super, super important. And you don't have to go spend $300,000 on a COO. You can find someone really, really great, talented to help you one step at a time. And it just depends on how big of a pain point. But if you spend $500 a month on a VA overseas, and that $500 turns into you being able to take down a couple of deals because you got the time and resource to do it, and you're doing what you love, game over, man.
Yeah,
so
Dallin, I might be able to help with that too. So I have WIO underwriting on there. I'm the guy that underwrites your guys' deals if you send them in, right?
Yep.
So, and then if Ashley can post it, we have a Facebook group. I don't know the details of it. I don't even know if I'm in it. I probably need to work on that and be better about social media. For you guys that worry about like the minutia of stuff, like they're saying, do what you're good at. I'm not very good at social media, but if you message me on Facebook, I'm pretty good about that. But there's a process inside of that Facebook group that if you're good at finding deals, like especially if you're good at somebody that can find them, and if you can do some of the basics and lead us into them, we can help you with the back end stuff. I'm the guy that nerds out on the spreadsheets. I can do a bunch of that back end stuff, the tech of contracts, all the other fun stuff to help you out. If you guys are good at finding deals and deals are easy for you, bring them to us. We'll help connect the dots.
And see, that's what I'm finding. I can't even get to all the deals that I see, in my backyard. I even wonder sometimes, why are people doing all this? this stuff for lead generation and whatever. I mean, heck, there's so much out there, and my strength is finding those deals, and I'd love to, have that place just to be able to bring them, where I've got a competent team going, hey, these guys are ready to go, dot the I's and cross the T's, and let me get on to the next one on the list.
Cool. Love it, James. Well, it sounds like there's a few solutions there. We'll drop Mike's contact Mike, if you can drop your contact into the chat, and then feel free to go to the Facebook group if you want further resources. James, we'll get in touch on that and help you out there.
And I just double checked. I am part of the group, so I did get signed up for that a bit ago. But
okay, cool.
Hey, real quick.
All right.
Dallin, keep rolling and getting these guys going. Hey guys, I want to, because Dallin just talked about it. I teased him a little bit earlier, Dallin. The Revive Summit. All right, so we got, as I mentioned, super special thing for you guys today. We got, I think Dallin just said we're good. They're good to the end of the weekend with this promo code to get it for $1. Is that right?
Yep.
So I teased him. I told him, all right, we're gonna give it to you guys today for $1. All right, I'm gonna share the link. But I'm gonna ask a favor, guys. Can you do me one favor? I'm going to share this link right now on Facebook. It is in person. You guys got to come see. It's going to be Pace's tour is going to be there. There's going to be they're talking 750 to 1,000 people. Like, we've got this huge venue that we're doing. All right, so that's going to be Thursday night. But all day Thursday, all day Friday, we're going to be diving way deeper into the stuff that me and Dallin are talking about. And if you guys, here's my only request: go to that Facebook post and just go comment whatever. Like, if you guys want to share your biggest goal for 2026, or if you want to share what you're excited about for the summit, whatever it is, comment there. And if you guys go comment it on you, I'm going to share the promo code so you guys can get into it for $1. All right. My only ask is go and comment on that post. All right. Help us, because we want to spread the word. You guys know me by now. Every week it's how do we let more people know about what our mission and helping more people. So go click on that, and we will get you guys that promo code to get into the Revive Summit for $1. All right. Come hang out with Sub 2, with Pace, and all of us. And but anyway, keep going, Dallin. Let's just make sure we get all the hands raised, get through them, and then keep it rolling.
Yeah. I don't know in order. So Kevin, you want to go next?
Hey, so new to the team as well, and right now I'm using prop wire, trying to start filtering down, using the low equity, and trying to really pinpoint where I'm going. I was previously looking at multifamily, which are in the Austin metro, far and few between. I don't know if I'm horse blinders put on myself or how I'm doing this. I've got one house hack working a W-2 on the left, this on the right. Just signed up for the whatever it is, January 26th to 29th in Tempe. Got to figure out planes, flights, what the wife and dog are going to do, blah blah blah. So really, I've got data analyst because that's what I do, certified project manager, and I'm a talker, but don't like to look for the number and call these people with pain points. It's just the same stuff Pace talks about, nervous to get on the phone. It's true. It's that first step is a big step, and each step gets smaller, kind of thing.
Yeah. So are you asking, how do you take that next step? Is that what your question is?
Yeah, you're good point. There was no question there. So
I loved it. It was I loved it. But I want to know what your question is.
How do I get my first deal before going to the Austin Summit, or the Tempe Summit, so that I need to prove the value of this community to my wife, so that she's the other business partner, that this is just my thing. And
well, I'll give
it is
one
a
quick
fire
one,
hose when we first come on.
and then I'll let you go, Dallin. I'm just being straight up and honest with you. I think Austin is one of the hardest places in the country to do what you're trying to do right now, because it's competitive. Prices are dropping, like Austin. But also, they're very likely could be the guys that got into Austin now, 10 years from now, are going to be like, we hit Austin at the bottom. But I'm a pretty big risk taker, and it scares the crap out of me. So But I'm just telling you, don't feel like you got to do that. I know you're local there, but you could also look at other markets and do what you're doing. But go ahead,
Yeah,
Dallin.
we
Yeah.
thank you. We moved here for this and started it near the peak of the bubble. It's obviously bursted, but I mean, our house hack is paying way more than the real estate tax, and it's proven it works. So we want to go bigger.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, the single family, okay, what I will say is I'm still bullish on single family fix and flip in Austin and in Houston. You just got to buy it right. And so I still really like that. Just multifamily scares the crap out of me. And it scares me in Houston, scares me in Austin. But anyway, I just want you to keep, I just don't want you to run into a bunch of obstacles where you might, if you shift it a little bit, you might not hit as many obstacles.
Hmm. I like what Casey's saying with Casey's giving you like the practical, like what market, thinking through a little bit more, maybe doing a little bit of digging into that, Kevin. The second part to what you were saying, though, what I was taking from it is that, like, as you know, or all of us know, that like even if you have the best strategy and you've picked the best market, if you're not making calls, like you're not going to get deals, right? Or you're not,
Right.
if you don't do the activities or push out enough things, you're not, nothing's going to come back to you if you're not putting it out there, right? So the question is like overcoming that fear, right? It's kind of what I said at the beginning, right? Pain or pleasure, right? You create enough, a good enough vision for 2026 of what your life looks like when you're making calls that motivates you. You have a picture of the house you want. You have your wife bought it and you have a picture of the vacation you're going on, you know, in June or whatever. And that's what motivates you. Or you say, I hate my situation I'm in. There's so much pain right now in my life. Then I got to make calls, right? So one of those two things has to motivate, right? Has to move you forward, right? Nothing else will really do it. No, like set of discipline or whatever, and little like check marks, like that's all great. But at the end of the day, the vision of where you want to be or the pain that you're currently experiencing will motivate you and push you further than anything else, right? That being said, I'll just share my personal experience in this, and I'm sure Casey has a similar story. But like, I've been in like before being like a high level marketer, I've been in sales for the last 15 years, right? So like, and I'm pretty good at it. I'm like naturally kind of like good, but even I got like I would get so nervous sometimes. Like I would be shaky answering the phone, especially new jobs or new things. I didn't feel like I knew what I was talking about, stuttering over my words, like just trying to figure things out. And it's just one dial at a time, right? It's just a call. You're going to mess up, dude. You're just going to make mistakes, and that's okay. Like you just need to keep dialing, keep making mistakes, and just make a little note. Yeah, horrible start, like, or horrible intro. Faster, move to the point. Like just start taking little notes for yourself of like how it needs to move, right? Moving the needle. Throw all those into into Chat GPT, right? And just tell it the response. Have it listen to those calls, give you an analysis of those calls. Like you'll get better to the point where you'll feel really, really comfortable. The same thing, another thing for me was creating social media content. When I first started my business, I quit my job, came home, Googled how to start a business. And one of those things was like, okay, well, I got to maybe do this social media thing. At that point, I had not done anything, held up my phone. I literally remember the first time I was just like shaky, trying to do a Facebook live, super nervous. And then I just said, you know what? I'm going to do this every day until I get comfortable. Day 20, I'm telling you, Kevin, no joke. I got a direct message on Facebook from the national marketing director for the United States Air Force, and it changed the trajectory of my entire life. That one message and the contract I received from the Department of Defense changed everything for me and just skyrocketed my business just like that. And it's just one phone call. So like consistently doing the things that suck, eventually you'll break out of that, or you'll make enough money, you go hire people to do the things that suck. And you just keep moving, man.
Yep. Thank you. I mean, just like connected with Prime through Sub2, and I already have an LLC and but it's in the name, and learning about how to legally get it out of there and do that stuff correctly. But then how does that work? Because then I've got the credit cards already set up with the points and this and that. And are they just do they just cancel out? Do you know? It's not supposed to cancel credit cards, but does it matter with an old LLC? Do you even know? I mean,
Casey, you're muted.
Do not cancel credit cards.
even if they're on an old LLC that's
Yeah.
under my name and I'm trying to get my name off the stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a bunch of old LLC credit cards that I have not canceled. Yeah, so don't worry about it. And again, people get too bogged down and worrying about like LLC and structures and different stuff. Don't ever let that stop you from taking action, because you can always deed stuff back over. And is it the perfect, most bulletproof thing that you could ever have with an attorney? No. All right. And if some of you, but just take action. But you're good. Don't worry about canceling them. Did that answer? Was there a second part to that though?
No, I mean, that's the main part there, is going through Prime and dealing with that stuff now. But yeah, I mean, still in that bottom level of the pyramid, where I feel like it's the one man does 10, 11, 12, 15 tasks, and trying to build up and out of that phase into the scale phase.
Yeah, it's just one action at a time every single day. Just keep moving, just like we did with James. It's just scheduling. You need 30 minutes to go through something, schedule it. Just start knocking it out one little step at a time. If you look at it from the whole, oh man, it'll be overwhelming. Like, very, very overwhelming, because there's so much that's new and trying to figure it all out and answering these questions. But just take it one step at a time, just one phone call. Like, again, you're never going to have enough knowledge. Like, you're always going to not know something, right?
Right.
So you just got to just start moving.
Will either of you be at the January 26th at Pace's office through the 29th for the co-living challenge for the new members to pair us up with some pros?
I don't think I will be there because I will be skiing in Colorado. But I'll be in Houston the weekend before.
All right.
You're in Austin though, right? Yeah.
Fast driving distance
You
down
could-
290 Route 10. Yeah.
Yeah, just head on down.
All right. Yeah, Kevin, you should definitely come to Houston. It's a little bit before, but yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll keep it rolling. Let's go. Brian, Liz, then Asher if he still had one. But you're up, Brian. Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, one thing is kind of maintaining my focus. I know Casey mentioned this thing about oil, and it makes me laugh. Is like about 15 years ago, I bought all this crap about being a landman, and I never followed through with it. It's like, oh wow, that's one other thing that's in the dustbin. But anyway, yeah, I'd like to learn more about that, but that's not my focus. Um, but I'm just trying to put things together and figure out, some of, I guess, the TC stuff. And I've thought somewhat about actually getting into that aspect to help me just make me dive into that. But as far as the goal setting, I put together a decent list of things that I want to do in about 5 minutes after I didn't, guess I didn't copy the link or take the link in or whatever. And I've been focusing on this Montana deal, which I talked to Asher about, and, coming to the realization is like, Asher does a lot of the work with Casey, and he talked to me yesterday about some of the things that would need to happen to make that deal work. And maybe Casey will give me some insight into what is going on and his process in terms of like making the LOI, and then what the process is as far as doing that and then coming to actually a final offer, because the agent's been after me about when am I going to get the offer? When am I going to get the offer? And it's like, okay, well, I'm telling her who's working on it, who should be, and Asher has contacted her and everything like that. So I don't know what the process is on that. He said he may have an LOI to send her within this week or next week.
Yeah, I'll help you there, Brian. I'll help answer
Yeah.
it. So, and guys, it's a good example for another kind of cool resource we love giving to you guys. Because, guys, the reason I do it, again, I told you my goal is to help 100 families achieve financial freedom. And just the more that I lean in and help you guys, it's helped me build my team, right? I met Asher. Asher's on my team now. You guys know Ashley. These are all people I met on Problems to Profits. Buck, Ryan, these are some of my lead acquisition people. Like they all I've met through Sub 2, and now they're some of my best team members. Okay. And Dallin drove that home about you got to have a good team. Okay. But anyway, you're following the right process, Brian. Asher's got you going. But I just wanted to let everybody know on Wednesday, every Wednesday, I believe it's 12 to 1 Central. If you guys are interested, Ashley can get you guys set up. But we have what we call, instead of the bird dogs, because we want to teach you how to underwrite and teach you how to bird dog. So we combine them and we call it the underdogs. All right. So the underdogs meet every Wednesday. And that's a great time where if you're like stuck on a deal or you just need to know, how do I put together LOIs? How do I underwrite faster? How do I just take the next step? Like Asher is there pretty much every week. Asher, myself, or Ashley are there to help you guys every week. So anyway, did I miss anything on that, Asher? You would add?
Yeah, no, right on. Yeah, we're there basically training you guys, walking you through a process of that way you're not out there just running wild and doing a bunch of stuff and bringing deals to everybody and you can't figure out who's going to buy your deal. We're trying to simplify it and like run you through a funnel. If you can do this, this is the way deals need to look for us. I've tried to make it about as simple as possible and made it so that it's much more like an appointment setter. You don't have to know much. As a matter of fact, if they start asking you questions, just tell them, you know what, I don't have those answers, but I know who can answer that question for you, right? Very simple format to be able to bring deals to us. And we, each week we kind of walk through another step of the phase. All of this stuff is in a submission form, so it's like it's your submission form, it's your training, there's like I said, everything is all there, scripts, and we just keep building it out deeper every week. And then as we go, we'll add additional methods that you can use. But yeah, come show up. It's meant to make your life a heck of a lot easier. And kind of like a lot of you guys, you're struggling with how do I do everything? Instead of trying to worry about doing everything, worry about doing one thing and like getting on the phone with an agent or getting on the phone with a seller, using a simple script and being like, here you go, Mike. This is exactly what you asked for.
Nail it. Cool. And Ashley just shared the link on there for you guys to go get that access to that Zoom. But anyway, keep it going. Let's go to the next one. Dallin's doing a good job helping you guys. Let's go with well, I guess Liz, then we'll come back to Kevin.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Casey. Thanks for doing this. Mike just answered one of my questions. My question was that I am trying to hire VAs to help me find deals, and I pay for software where I can find deals, but I don't have the time to sit all day and look through the. How do you share with the VA without giving them your login and that's my big question.
Man, I don't know what you think, Dallin, but I'm like, don't overthink it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, you'll get to the level. Oh man, I'm just being careful how much I should share. But like, once you like, okay, I did not give my first VA like all my bank account information, my credit cards, and like all that different stuff, right? But I did give him like access to some different things that I could control, right? And just like you just do it in phases, and you give him more and more. But now I've been able to find them to where like, all right, now they can use a credit card to help pay bills, and but you can mitigate some of that risk because of like fraud on credit cards, and you can protect yourself. But like, you just inch them in a little bit, but I mean, I'm the type of guy like I don't want to make it. I don't want him make him less productive because he's got constraints. But what else would you add, Dallin?
Yeah, so your concern is the platform that they're going in to find or like to find the deals. Is that right, Liz?
Yes, or even if I need to train them on what to look for, I'd rather just make them my sub-2 partner, for example, so they can have access to everything. I don't want to sit here all day and try to train them what to do. I'd rather give them the video to watch.
So I'll tell you, I know this has been my experience. Okay. Um, you in the hiring process, you find people that you trust, right? So you want to make sure that you're finding people that you do trust. You're interviewing them, you're explaining to them, the importance of certain things. I think that Casey and I probably both lean. We lean very heavily and on our remote team, and so I think that they do have access to quite a bit. But we also have eyes on all of those things, right? Unless it's something that's like I mean, even my like assistant, I mean, she has access to everything. I mean, she can log into my iCloud. She can read my text messages between my wife and I. Like, she can, I mean, pretty much anything, right? So, like, kind of give out a lot of like, but I'm pretty okay with that because of the way that it creates a different life for me, right? The freedom. So, um, and from my experience, the only people that have ever stole from me or done anything shady have all been right here in the good old US. So everybody overseas has done nothing but help me and my family achieve freedom. And so I've never had a bad experience overseas. And I've hired thousands, like thousands upon thousands of VAs overseas, Pakistan, Egypt, India, Philippines. And I've never had issues in terms of just the access there. It sounds like they're going to go in there and do work anytime they can go in and they have to go do work. Just give them access. If they can go into something and steal, that's different. But if probably want to put checks on bank accounts, but on platforms, I would just give them access. If you can do if you can give them their own logins, that's great. But I've usually leaned on the side of like finding the right person that you can trust and then expanding that trust as you feel fit. But everyone has different risk tolerance. So
I wasn't so worried about logging them in. My problem is I don't want the person who wrote the software to shut them down, saying that we're giving out IDs all over the place. Because I had that happen to me when I bought a course once, and in the fine print it was saying that you can't share with any but one. But I needed somebody to do the back work, but I couldn't share the software, which is a bummer because then I lose money.
Yeah, I mean, there's VPNs, things like that. They can log in. Like some of my VAs will log in here to Salt Lake City, Utah, through a VPN. But I mean, most platforms or most people are going to be like, oh, that's your executive assistant grabbing something for you or a VA grabbing something for you. It's pretty standard. So if they don't allow it, then I would just talk to them, just ask them straight up, hey, can I have this person log in for me and help me with a few things here?
Okay. All right. Thanks. Do you have time for a second question?
Casey? Oh, you're muted.
Dang it. I was saying make it quick, but go for it, which I'm not making it quick on mute. Go ahead.
Okay. I know you don't do multifamily, but I have this one that I'm really, really trying to get out of. It's a 17-bedroom property, and I know would be really good for co-living, but it's not done yet. And my problem is getting it done so I can rent it, sell it, do something with it.
But you bought it and you're the one renovating it right now?
Yeah, but
okay.
It's bigger than I thought. So I kind of want to.
Where's it at? What market?
It's in West Palm Beach, Florida,
downtown. Oh, wow. Nice. Yeah. I mean, I would keep working it, and I would probably, just the way the status of the market, I would be probably trying to refinance and keep it because it's not the best time to be selling these assets because there's a lot of them on deep discount. But I would be trying to find a way to hold it, and hold it for another day. But I don't know if that helps.
Right.
Like my multifamily is, I'm holding it. This is a good time to be buying, holding, not a good time to be flipping multifamily. But good. Okay, we'll keep going. We're gonna go to we'll go back to Kevin again. I had another quick one I was gonna share, but yeah, yes, keep going and sharing on that. I'm gonna reshare that link. But if you guys, again, we're gonna go like way deeper. We got about 10 more minutes with Dallin, so keep asking questions. But we'll keep helping you guys. And again, if you guys can make it to Houston with Pace and part of the tour, you guys are going to get 2 full days of this.
Can I interject, Casey, real quick on what that looks like? So when clients hire me to build out their marketing strategy and plans for the year, typically it's anywhere between $10,000 to $20,000, right? And then after that, for our team to manage that relationship going forward, can be anywhere from $3,000 to $30,000 a month, right? For our team to come in and run the entire thing. So what we are doing together for those 2 days is we're going through the exact process, the exact methodology that I take all of these clients through to help them create their marketing plan and strategy. Marketing can be as simple as like you're making a phone call, but there's a lot of other factors that go into what that looks like: your brand, your presence, your messaging, the way you talk, what's your unique value propositions, how are we structuring that, what's a good plan for you, how much money do you need if you want to begin marketing, do you want to do Google, Facebook, TV, billboards, like radio, like what is the best strategy to find those deals, right? Do you need to hire VAs? Do you need to hire cold callers? Where do you find them? How do you train them? What do you do? How do you build out the sales structure for that, right? What is the script? So we're going to be building out that entire roadmap kind of blueprint for your strategy in 2026. So I just want to interject, Casey, and let them know kind of like what that looks like. It's extremely, extremely valuable. And we're going to be going through the exact same process as a group there. We'll have workbooks you'll be going through, and we'll go through the entire process with you. So what information should we sort out about us as we go? So like, are you asking what you should bring when you come to the event, Cindy? Okay. So basically, the clearer you are on the vision of where you want to go. Casey, you've shared with them that GPT, right? The vision, like 10-year, things like that, right?
Yeah. And just to add down, I mentioned that I'll be able to help you guys go to that. That's going to be another component of this is we'll make sure you have that 10-year vision. And again, I'm really pushing you guys over the next couple of weeks. We'll have the next year planned out, but Dallin's going to help you guys figure out how to go execute, right?
Yeah. And that's where, the clearer you are on what you're trying to accomplish, then we can reverse engineer that to create a growth strategy for you. You want to take down a certain number of doors, flip a certain number of houses, do whatever that looks like, then you've just got to reverse engineer, but you can't reverse engineer something and create a plan if you have no idea where you're running. So if you know where you're going and what that vision looks like, the more clarity, the way it's not just, a certain number, but it's like, well, what does that even mean if you took down 10 deals, next year? What would that actually do for you? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Like, who's with you, right? Where are you sleeping at night? Did you buy a new bed? Like, get into the details of like really feeling like where you're at. And if you can really understand that, then we can map out a roadmap to get you there and build out a clear strategy for it. So, and if you come with nothing, you'll still come out with a lot. Like you'll still be able to realize that there's some things here. You'll get some clarity because your vision is always a moving target too, right? So get it as clear as you can, and then be okay if it has to shift or adjust as you go.
Keep rolling down. I want to give somebody a cool shout out because they posted their start of like where they've written down their goals for 2026. I asked you guys earlier to go post it in that link. I just dropped the link again. I want to give somebody a shout out that's put it on there. So if you guys don't mind, just take a screenshot of what you have so far. We've talked a lot about stuff today. Hopefully you guys have been writing it. And again, if you post a screenshot of 2 things you wrote down or 1 thing, that's fine. Like go get started. Okay. Let's go back to James.
We gotta. What is that?
Thanks, Casey.
Can you mute that?
Hey, Larry the Lion.
Okay, I muted everybody, but now you can go unmute yourself again, James. Good.
There we go. Since I just saw him show up, I got to do a shout out to Larry the Lion here, who showed up. I happened to be in Pace's deal yesterday afternoon, and Larry was able to finally get a deal done with Mr. Schramm and on a co-living and partner with Pace, and it was pretty awesome how Pace called him from that Zoom, pitch and sub 2. There was 1,500 people, and called Larry and surprised him with the news. So that was just awesome. It was like the highlight of my day yesterday. Made me cry. It was cool. So congratulations, Larry, since you're here. Real quick, I appreciate you having Dallin and Mike on the call today, Casey. I would like to better understand a little bit more about what I know you talked about it briefly last week, what you were trying to do. I know you do a ton of fix and flips, and we're really out for novations, which I think that's just an awesome strategy. I was curious if real quick for us here, you could kind of reiterate or tell us how to get to your buy box and talk to us just briefly, if a property fell in my lap, or I shouldn't say that. If I went out and found a property tomorrow that fit your buy box, your process now, being somebody that has proven you've put together a good team, you guys have some good synergy and obviously are working great together. If there was a property I found tomorrow that we kind of needed to jump on and get talking to, what would be that process with you and your team? And how do we better understand and get to your buy box today?
Good. Good. I'm glad you asked, James. So, three things. You guys ready to write them down? Well, somebody will put them in the chat. It's very, 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 very simple. And I don't want to overwhelm you with all the things we're doing today. Again, I want you guys to focus on your homework for the next week and getting to Houston if you can. But as mentioned, we have that Wednesday call where we're teaching you guys how to underwrite and do deals. So we've got another challenge, which I haven't even mentioned yet, but I'm going to mention it. Okay. So whoever brings us the most deals that fit this criteria, I'm going to pay for your ticket to squad up. All right. And Larry's already thrown down the gauntlet that he's going to kick everyone's butt because Larry really wants to go squad up. So I bought an extra ticket and I'm going to bring whoever brings us the most deals that are actually like qualified leads that we actually set an appointment with and work. That's how you count them. All right. But also I'm going to pay like James is like, hey, I want to make some money on this. Right. Some of you guys are like, I want to pay back. I just joined sub 2 and I want to get my investment back by the end of the year or by the end of January. Okay. So whoever brings me the most, but by February 15th is when it ends, is going to get a free ticket. All right. But there's just going to be one, but that doesn't matter. Like you guys should all be doing it because you can all find deals. Okay. And I'm going to give you the three here in just a second, James. But guys, if you need more supplements, we mentioned on that call yesterday, Pace and Ashley brought it up, of the semester. So our Revive Method semester is starting in January. So it's going to give you everything you need to go do it. Asher's going to help lead it. Ashley, all of us are going to tag team that training. So, but you guys get the head start. All right. You guys get it. Because everyone, I'm going to tell them about that challenge in January, and people are going to be trying to find these deals, but you guys get the head start. All right. So here it is. 3 criteria. The first one's super, super easy. Who knows it? Anybody can take the words out of my mouth in the chat. What is the first criteria? Anybody got it? Let's see in the chat. For the Revive Method on my buy box, anybody know it? There it is. Mark nailed it. 50% or more of equity. Okay. So this is really easy to when you go to pull lists. You got to find a house. And this is based off what it will sell for, okay? 50% of, as long as they owe less than 50% of that. So if property's worth 500K, as long as they owe less than 250, you're golden, all right? If it's free and clear, boom, you just found potentially a home run, all right? Number 2 is the seller's got to have time. Typically, it takes about 90 days to get this process done. So we got to have people who have time. And the majority of the time, they do have time, all right? You'd be surprised. So they got to have time, okay? Those are the 3 ones. The other third one is pretty obvious. It's got to be value add, okay? You don't bring us a property that is already all fixed up, or don't bring me a co-living for this criteria. Just bring me a property that needs to be fixed up, all right? And I'm not talking about bring me a house that just needs to be cleaned out and send a cleaner in there and touch up paint. That's not going to work. It needs to be a significant, it depends how you describe significantly, but if it needs to be renovated and we can do what we call value add, it will work, okay? So those 3 things. If you find those 3 things, send them anywhere in the country. Even Columbus, even Shepherd, but especially Billings, places like that. But anywhere in the country, we'll do those deals. All right, cool. Let's go to Asher, and then Erica's next.
Yeah. So go Seahawks, #1 seed in the NFC. What a game last night! I know everybody watched that, right? You're all Seahawks fans. Okay, so hopefully I'm not throwing a wrench in this. I wasn't here last week. One of the things I have trouble with in doing goals, I've never been a goals person. For me, they tend to turn into, you see people do goals, they turn into dreams. And then for me, it's always been more about a action plan, right? So maybe I'm weird, but I tend to have a process that I follow. I know if I want to do is, I don't put a specific number on things, but I know if I'm good at grinding, if I block out my time and make my calls, I'm going to put deals together, certain things like that. That's where I find I guess like for some of the people, they were saying, I got all these goals. How do I do it? It with that process that you were looking at, do you start with the goal and then do you build out the plan of action? Or I guess, again, hopefully I'm not throwing a wrench in this, but like for me, I've always found that like plans of action, if you will, and having a process means more than like, you know, uh, a specific like a number of deals or something like that. But is there, and I can understand how they go together, but I guess really what I'm asking is, does he kind of put it together into a process as well, or is there like more stages to it, or is it more like just a dream board?
It is, yeah, it's both, right? And maybe I'll just really quickly share it because I haven't had a chance to share yet, and then I'll kick it back. Here we go. Let me go into this. So it's the 2026. Of course, this is not going to pop up on me, but it is initially it's sort of the dream work, the vision board of getting it all out there. Okay, so you guys can all go make a copy. All right, so you guys should, if you're brand new or some people tune into this Zoom like 2 hours in, and if you just came in, I'm glad to see you. You didn't miss anything, or you missed a lot, but I'm going to catch you up. All right, you're just gonna what I'm doing is like I'm putting in my goals in here, right? So mine was to build a lake house on Kalispell this year, do a board day. This was more personal stuff. My other big one was to crush it on the squat up stage. All right. But as I break this one down, that's maybe more of a specific business one that you guys can relate to. I'll start. What I do is I take right now, and again, your guys' homework to recap is to go put as much as you can into here over the next week. And then next week, we'll put these ideas into ice. Okay. So I did a couple exercises with John last week and Eugene. This is like you start to put your goal. So if my goal really quick, and because I want to just show you where we're going, guys, quick example, I'll move fast. So if mine is to crush it in at squat up, all right, the impact of that is a 10, all right, on the ice. Like that is going to have, they're probably, it's literally like an 11 if there was an 11. It's as high impact as I can have. My confidence in doing that. Do I feel confident that I can crush it on stage? I actually feel really confident I can control that. So that's probably like a 9 or close to a 10. Easily executed. This will not be easy. It's going to take a lot of practice. It's going to take a lot of reps. So I'm probably going to go like a 5. Okay. So this is how I rank everything. All right. But then as I start going down the line, Mike, as I start getting quick on like tactics, like what is it going to take for me to do this? So that might be meeting weekly with speaking coach. And then I'm going to say drafting the my keynote. All right. And then I'm going to say practicing the keynote in front of a live audience, right? These are all things that I want to do, so I crush it when I get to be on stage at Squat Up, okay? And then I put my Q1 plan of it. I put the percent complete, and then I just kind of put like a timeline. And then I try to measure it, all right? Now, I'm getting way in the weeds here, guys, but Mike's asking a good question of like how I make sure I execute it, okay? But then the next phase is I go, okay, here in March, I know Squat Up is right around here. Here's Squat Up. So this is when I'm on stage. So I might say, all right, I want to say a month before that, let's do exactly a month. I want to make sure that present live or basically present keynote live, okay? So I can get some feedback and like iterate it. And this is kind of how I start to build out this calendar. But this calendar's also got my son's birthday, right? It's got my wife's birthday. It's got Colt's board day. That was like my older son's to do his board day. So this is kind of all the process, but we want to get it all in here. And then yeah, but actually, I'm going to say it this way, guys, to make this super simple. Your job over the next week is if you have not gone in here and made a copy of this, click the link and make a copy and start your own, okay? And then when you get in here, start writing down the brainstorming stuff. And if you need more inspiration, hopefully you got a lot of inspiration today from me and Dallin and everyone else who's been kind of piping up and sharing their experiences and their goals. Start putting them into brainstorm, all right? And then I think you guys might even have a template in here. Yeah, here's Casey's template, right? This was my template last year. And again, this is just to help you guys see like, so if you want to see what it looks like when it's all done, this is like last year how I built out mine. All right.
Can I share one more thing too, Casey,
yes.
that I've learned? There's kind of two parts to this, Mike and everybody. Like you can like there's process, and what Casey just showed you is like a process for doing it, right? The other side of that is vision. Casey spends time just thinking about the life he wants, right? So if you haven't just given yourself a minute to just think about what you really want, you'll go through a process, you'll go through and just start writing stuff down. And you haven't really thought about what really matters, right? There's a book that if you're like, so EOS is how or traction is how Casey and I both like run our businesses, and a lot of highly successful people run off of EOS. If you've heard of that, essentially what it is, it's creating vision, and then it breaks it down into annual planning and quarterly planning and rocks and like structure, right? And so the same person who wrote Traction, Gino Wickman, he wrote a book called The EOS Life, and it's a great listen to on Audible, or get the book. It kind of follows 5 pillars, basically like doing what you love with people you love, making a huge difference, being compensated appropriately, and with time for other passions. That's the 5 like pillars for an EOS life, right? And so I think that goes hand in hand with what I just saw Casey kind of going through. So it's like creating vision and purpose, but then attaching an actual process to that vision purpose. So between now and the beginning of the year, this next week, like just spending time thinking, or go for a walk and just think, what do I really want? And once you know that, then you can follow a very strategic process to get you where you need to go.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure to highlight that. I'm admittedly I'm not the best goal setter, but I'm great about process. So I'm really good at working, probably more along the workaholic line. But I just want to mention that because for a lot of people that are good at setting goals, if you're good at setting goals and never get there, you need the back end process as well, right? So yeah, no, that was pretty cool to see how it builds out. I I admittedly might actually do that. So cool. Thank you.
Perfect. I wanted to give some people shout outs to see if anybody posted their goals yet. But, thank you. Appreciate James engaging. But, guys, this is where that link's taking you. I want you guys to share some of your goals. And I'd love for you guys to share where you're at now. And then when you do it more, like Dallin just said, when you guys have some time to reflect and, like you said, give yourself some time, go for a walk, do whatever you need to do to just have kind of a clear mind. All right. And start writing the stuff down, like voice memo it, right? Use your notes in your phone because you got to create that space to do it. And then when you get the ideas, don't forget them. All right. If you're like me, you can have your little pennant, little capture it. But if you don't have a little fancy pennant, you can't really see it. It's inside of my shirt. But if you don't have a pennant, use your phone. All right. Take a note and don't forget it because it's got to you got to get it out of your brain and get it on paper so we can start planning for it. And then we'll go through the process and making sure you execute it. Cool. Let's go with Erica. Erica's been patiently waiting, and then we're kind of going to wrap it up here. But we can do a couple more. But go ahead, Erica.
Okay, can you hear me?
Gotcha.
Okay. Gotta say to Asher, did see the game last night, and I don't know how I feel about it because I'm a Vikings fan and we gave Darnold up. So it's hard it's nice to see him do so well, but yeah. So I'm with a partner. He's on this Zoom as well, but I think he's at his son's school, so I don't know if he can talk. But so yeah, his name's Adam. It's either Adam DeJesus or Nico. I don't know if that's up there, but so basically we're new. Under a week we signed up, and we have kind of a warm RV lead that is through my sister and brother-in-law who they're acquaintances with. And so I guess I'm trying to figure out how do we find a script to pitch to them or how to start that conversation with the RV park seller.
Nice. Do you have Dallin, you want to take this one? Or I haven't done a ton of, I have lots of scripts for direct to seller multifamily, but not as many RV parks. But
okay, I was wondering if they would be similar or if I could find that somewhere in Discord or
go partner with somebody. Go find like Rhea Campbell, Matt Peckman.
Can you say those names a little slower, or can you put them in the chat, please?
Like Rhea Campbell.
Rhea Campbell.
Matt Peckman. It's Poecham.
It's an RV park though?
Yes.
So I would go.
It's a pretty nice one. It's in a very touristy area. They do very well. So yeah, we're
Jordan Reyes.
Jordan Reyes would be the top one. I would
Jordan
put him.
Reyes.
Those other two Larry mentioned are phenomenal. Well, actually, Matt's doing a bunch. Yeah, they're both great, but I think Jordan is like one of the leaders in that space. But they're all doing it.
You could call Jennifer Breibert too. She's kind of the gatekeeper for Jordan, and if it is a good park, she'll get the ball rolling. She's the gatekeeper kind of for Jordan. I can go ahead and put her number in the side chat. They're awesome to work with.
Yeah, that would be great. I think I did see her post on Facebook. Jennifer Breitbart.
Welcome to the community.
Yeah, thank you so much. We're just a little overwhelmed, still working on our avatar. We know we want to do RV parks, but I guess that's my other question is I know everyone says kind of focus on one thing. So, we're interested in co-living and, even just buy and hold portfolios and stuff. So, should we just be focusing on one thing like RV parks and see where that goes or
Yeah. I think it's great that you're learning a lot, but yeah, if that's the one you're going to lean into and you feel the most confident in, 100%, focus on that one first. Start building that out and go as far as you can with that. And if you end up hitting a dead end or got to pivot at some point, go for it. Or maybe it keeps going. The way I've done it is I just attack something as fast and hard as I can. And then I get another idea like last night at this oil and gas thing. I'm like, all right, how can I bolt that on? But my goal is now like who but not how, and I try to attack something as hard as I can, and then I try to bring in people to replace me to do it, and then I go do the next thing. All right, that's kind of. But one thing I wanted to give you and like everyone else to answer your original question. So if you can't get a hold of Jordan and some of these guys who are busy, just like I am, and I'm always trying to stay with touch with you guys, but I want to give you something so you don't have to wait. Is just call people, and this works with any type of asset class. It's all about just getting on the phone and just talking and asking good questions, right? I'm not sure how much of your sales background, some of this might be obvious, and some of you guys but some of you new guys might be like, I'm just scared to get on the phone. It's like, if all you do is get on the phone and just start asking questions, and Pace talks about finding out the bunnies, which if you don't know that story, you just need to find out what is important to them. Get to know them. Get to know, like, understanding their situation. If you can just understand that, and then that's when, if you understand that, and you bring like a deal to me, or you bring a deal to Jordan Reyes, as I just mentioned, and you're like, hey, I talked to this RV park, and here's the motivation. Here are their bunnies. Like, I talked to him, I got to know this. They're like, Jordan's going to be like, all right, you're actually ready. And he's going to prioritize like, all right, I want to help Eric on this one because we know the motivation. We can actually go help this person and take the deal down.
I guess I should have mentioned, I completely forgot. So when we signed up with Sub 2, we did the Elite. So we do have a one-on-one mentorship for 6 months. So I'm just wondering, like, do we activate that immediately and start doing that? Or do I start to try to do this on my own or find somebody? Or I guess I should have mentioned that before.
Wow. That's actually new. I didn't realize they're doing that.
Yeah, I think they said it's kind of new, the Elite.
Yes. I would say you could do it either way. Honestly, I could probably talk you into either side of it, but I don't think it's bad to start now. I would definitely, regardless, I would start branching out and learning from other people. If you decide to activate the Elite thing or not, definitely start reaching out. Don't do it alone.
Okay. Yeah. My partner and I own a business right now where we deal with tax overages. So we help with the overages after tax deed sales. So I'm trying to think also, like, how can we incorporate that into the community and bring some value to the community?
Ooh, we might need to talk to you.
Basically, we have a way of getting lists of the properties that are going up for auction, as well as people who have overages. So we're trying to think of ways that maybe we can bring value to somebody like in the Sub 2 community, that where once the deal goes to auction and maybe they didn't close on it, that's where the deal kind of ends. And so we have a way of actually helping them get the overage back, and maybe working with people in the community that could maybe make a little bit of money, even if the deal is dead to them. So it's kind of like a way of bringing access to, after the deal is over, if it does go to auction, and otherwise would be kind of a dead lead for Sub 2 members.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad you just shared that. Share your contact info, please, Erica, and share it because I'm interested. Because we just had
I'm working on that myself in mortgage and tax, so maybe we could connect and talk about that. I think I need some help on that.
Love it. Yeah, me too. We just had a house go to foreclosure, and it was actually a Problems to Profits house. I'll maybe once the story is complete, I'll share it with you guys because you can't make this crap up. It's been a nightmare, but even guys, I'm still fighting plenty of fire, so I'll tell you guys that story maybe in a couple weeks. We're going to focus on homework now. All right, but Dallin, as I'm going to kind of land this thing and make sure everybody knows the homework and their actions, but anything you want to add before I go there?
No, I'd love to see you guys at the summit. Be great. And then I'm going to be on next week too, right, Casey?
Yeah. So next week, yeah, go ahead. You could tease that about how we're going to go a little bit deeper next week in this.
Yeah. So this helped me get a feel for kind of where everybody's kind of at, different stages, different things. So I'll bring the framework and kind of go through kind of high level what that looks like and get you guys thinking in that direction. Yeah, we can pick things up this next week. It's great to meet all of you, be able to hang out. But yeah, it would be great to see you guys at the Revive Summit as well. Ashley, can you drop that link one more time? And then did we get the coupon code, or is that just it's in the Facebook or the post?
Yeah. So if you guys some of you guys should be getting those links as we speak. I've been actually working multitasking, sending it to a couple of you guys. So guys, yeah, Ashley's going to post the link. All right. All you guys got to do to get that code, all right, because I'm not going to hand it out to everybody, is comment on that, and I'm going to send you a DM with the link and the code so you guys can go sign up. But it expires this weekend, so don't wait. So let's put that. We'll pop that back in.
It's worth spending the dollar, even if for some reason we can't make it, like we're traveling to close on a house in Montana. And
yeah, I would definitely lock it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with the dollar, we'll have your credit card information, so we'll just charge you something later. I'm just kidding, James.
Yeah. Perfect. There it is. Okay, so there's the photo. So go comment on there, guys, to get that. Okay. And then lastly, so again, I'm going to land this thing where we started off the call. We talked about making 2026 a year that is just blows you away. And you look back. My biggest goal for every one of you guys on this call today is to feel like I feel this month when I'm about to go on this trip to Africa with my family and check something off the bucket list. But the reason it happened is because I started planning 12 months ago. So my goal for you guys is that 12 months from now, everyone is sharing stories. We're all going to be here on this Zoom sharing stories of like how epic their 2026 was, and the wins and the family stuff and the business stuff and the health, all those goals, but they don't happen unless you guys start planning now. Right? So I thought I prompted you guys and gave you the tools last week, but I think we did a better job this week of like having you guys open up the sheet. So as I wrap up here, Ashley's going to share the link one more time to the Google Sheet. Okay. So go into this Google Sheet. Every one of you guys need to click this before you hop off or at least save it. Right. And if you can't find it, send me a DM and I'll get it to you. Okay. But I need you guys, there it is. Open this and make a copy. And your homework is, I want you guys to be where Cindy was at next week. Start writing all this stuff down. As you get ideas, take some time to write it down. Okay. And if you want to use a notebook, do whatever works for you. But I want to have next week when Dallin's on here and I'm back in here and I'm calling you guys from Cape Town, South Africa, I want to be pumped because I'm not only on vacation, but all you guys took action and started writing out your goals for 2026. Guys, don't overthink it. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Just start thinking about what's important and look, again, I'm going to say it one more time. Look through the lens of you're sitting here in 12 months, looking back at 2026 and saying this year was epic, was incredible, was amazing. Put yourself in that space and think about what did you do to make that year? And hopefully that'll help you start to write these things down. Okay? Could be anything: family, fitness, faith, financial, business goals, creating more cash, buying more rentals, whatever that looks like to you. Write as much as you can down. All right? Any questions? Did we remove any obstacles? Are there any obstacles that are still in your way before I wrap this up from you guys doing that between now and next week?
Are you handing out free Deal Sauce memberships?
Ooh. No free Deal Sauce. But I got you covered if you want a $1 ticket to come see us in Houston. Hang out with me, Dallin, Pace. Who else is going? Let's hear it in the chat. Who's going to be there in Houston? Who's coming to see us in Houston? Ashley's coming. Jessica's coming. Who else is going to make that trip? I know James just said he's going to see what he can do to get down there. Perfect. Jessica's coming. Ina's coming. All right. The date. Oh, date is January 22nd and 23rd. I guess we could have. There we go. Ashley's on it. 22nd, 23rd. It coincides with Pace's tour in Houston. Good. It's on. There we go. Godfried, it's on his goal list. There we go. All right, guys. We're going to wrap up there. Thanks again for coming on, Dallin. And
thanks, everybody.
If all else, don't disappoint Dallin. Dallin is also a busy guy. I don't want him to come on here next week and no one's done their homework and no one's thought a little bit deeper about their goals, and so he can't actually help you.
Love it. Excited for next week, guys.
All right, guys. If you missed the link or you're watching this recording, send me a direct message and I'll hit you guys up on Facebook. All right, guys. We'll see you next week from Africa.